the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the battle for first place in the Pacific League. It is going to be the Orix Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks as the two clubs are ready to square off here. We're a little late to the party, so we'll give you the starting lineups as we move along. It's going to be the Buffaloes batting first here, and it's going to be Kai Nakagawa to lead it off. He'll be followed by Sho Gibbo and Kataro Kobayashi. They are going to be facing the right-hander Kohei Arihara, who is 3-1 on the season for the Hawks. He is, of course, the former Texas Ranger who had left the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters for the big leagues, but didn't have the success he was desired as he had some Tommy John surgery. And the first pitch of the ball game is delivered. It's a fastball that's popped up over on the left side of the infield. It's playable for the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara, and he's going to make the catch. And with one pitch, there is one away to begin the ball game, as Nakagawa is retired on a pop-up to third. One pitch and one gone here for the Buffaloes. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 53, Sho Gibbo. Gibbo won the season batting .351. He's got no homers and 5 runs driven in. As he takes to the plate here, we welcome our friend Titus and also a walking spotted bear. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Gibbo. Gibbo batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. As we're ready to go again, as he comes to the set and now kicks and delivers. As Gibbo squares the bunt, he takes a fastball for a called strike. And I've got the count at 1-1, although they are flashing it up on the board at 2-0. See what happens here. I think I'm right, and I think that the scoreboard is wrong. So 1 ball and 1 strike we have to Gibbo, as the right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line. I've got the count at 1-2, unless that umpire did something different. We've got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Titus in the house here. We appreciate you as well. And thank you, everybody who is popping in here tonight to listen to our stream. Titus says it's 1-1. Well, here's the pitch. It's a fastball, and another one swung on and fouled away. And we've got it at 1-2. The scoreboard's got it at 2-2. But I've got it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The home team tonight, the Hawks, are in this teal top. It's a really, I don't know if it's an attractive uniform or not. Beauty to the beholder as a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So I guess I was right. They didn't have the extra ball in play there. It looked like the scoreboard was incorrect. So Arihara in a pinstripe top, teal top, with the white, traditional white pants, and this time it looks like a bluish or black piping. Here comes the pitch, and it's a changeup swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Gibbo. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. This is the first of the 3-game set that we're going to be calling this weekend between these ball clubs, so we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, but it'll be a 9 o'clock Pacific or a midnight Eastern time start, so hopefully you can join us for that one as well. On top of it, we will be back around again on Sunday for a rare Monday Japan game, also a 9 p.m. first pitch Pacific time or midnight Eastern. As a breaking ball misses outside, that runs the count now at 2-2 to Gibbo. Both of these teams nestled in the top spot of the NPB, or the top 2 spots in the Pacific League of the NPB, as they are battling it out here tonight. As Arihara is ready to deliver, he kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. 7 pitches so far in the at-bat for Gibbo. The top 2 teams, actually, the Hawks have slipped out here. They're a game behind the Marines, who are in second spot. The Marines have 5 games in hand on the Buffaloes. They've got 4 games in hand on the Hawks. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line, and that ball is going to drift into the seats. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. This is a marathon at bat beginning here for Sho Gibbo. Already 8 pitches deep. Does a nice job of staying inside the ball and battling it off. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Gibbo stands in here waiting on the offering from Arihara, who gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the third baseline. Again, the count remains 2-2. Our friend Living Room Sports in the house tonight. He says, Victor Wembanyama, I'm impressed with the fact that you can spell Wembanyama. Should apologize to Britney Spears. I think Britney Spears was flagged for illegal use of the hands. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Gibbo. As the right-hander Arihara leans in, gets the sign, and now he works to the set position. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, and it's going to slice foul into the temporary seating. Not only are the Hawks color coordinated, their fans are tonight too. There's a lot of teal shirts on in the seats. As that pitch was fouled away. Very interesting here too. The first pitch of the ball game resulted in the out to Nakagawa, and here Gibbo is just pounding away here on Arihara as the count is still 2-2. By our count, assuming that our math is correct, this is going to be pitch number 11 of the at-bat. So again, Gibbo ready to do battle again against the right-hander Arihara. Batting from the left side against the right-hander, who gets the sign from his catcher. And now he works to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. The 2-2 on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Arihara has won the battle as Gibbo gave him a real test. He is down on strikes for out number 2 here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kitaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi, he's hitting .289 in the early going. He's got 6 homers and 22 runs driven in. Kobayashi finding himself in the 3-hole here. He is having the finest season of his offensive career as the 21-year-old is batting here in his 4th season in the NPB. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in. The count now is 1-0. Our friend Living Room says he's surprised that he can spell Britney Spears. Good old Britney continues to find the limelight here some 20 years later, where I thought she had passed her expiry date. That fastball misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We had a really good crowd the other night for that game that featured the Eagles and the Fighters. It was an early start North American time. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. But it's sometimes hard to predict where the crowd is going to come from tonight. A little bit late arriving crowd. It's our Kansas City crowd, it looks like. Late to the party, early to leave. But those of you who are here, we are glad you can make it in. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As Arihara shakes off his catcher, and now he comes to the set. Kobayashi waiting. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kitaro Kobayashi. We'll call, as we said, all 3 games of this series, as it is going to be leading into the NPB All-Star break. We're excited for that. Tellis Frank says he's got 500 on the under 6 and another 500 on the Hawks. There's a fastball swung on, and it's chopped foul behind home plate. The count remains at 2-2. Well, I have to tell you, if I had to say something there, Tellis, I think the under 6 in this game is probably a good call. Both Arihara, even though he has not made that many starts yet, is pretty solid. And, of course, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, it's a pretty good indicator here of his abilities. Having an outstanding season. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded through the 6-hole into left field. It's going to be a 2-out base hit for Kobayashi. His hot hitting streak continues. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. But the 500 on the Hawks, that's kind of a roll of the dice because they are playing at home, which is good. But by the same token, the ace of the Buffalo staff, Yamamoto on the hill for them tonight, could make it very difficult. Establishing his lead over at first is Kobayashi. Cedeno comes to the plate, batting .326. He's got 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. He's only got 46 at-bats this season, but he is producing runs. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. When we did a game in the exhibition season, hadn't seen Cedeno before, and he was wearing a number of triple digits, which is often given to a training player or a development type player. So it looks like he has earned his stripes as he is wearing number 40 tonight. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled off of Cedeno, and the count now goes to 0-2, and he's going to jump around a little bit as he took that one off the lead foot. As we get the replay of that one, oh, maybe it didn't. It actually came down. He hit it foul into his right knee, just above the knee, right, the quadriceps. So he gives a little bit of rub. I haven't seen that in a while. Usually it's off of the lead foot or the lead shin. To foul that one off of your back leg, that's a little bit different. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as Arihara now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's come inside, and it has hit Cedeno. And Cedeno throws the bat down in disgust. He's not happy with that at all. Arihara takes his hat off to the batter and acknowledges that he has hit him. That pitch there, that one came inside, and it looked like it had caught the back elbow. Absolutely disgusted is Cedeno, and he's going to make his way down to first base. That's one angry Buffalo, that is for sure. So that's going to put runners at first and second with 2 away, and it's going to bring up Yuma Tongu. So for Arihara, he got the first batter on 1 pitch. Went to an absolute marathon at bat to Sho Gibbo. Took him to double-digit pitches. Able to retire him on strikes. And now a single to Kirby and a hit batter to Cedeno has got himself in a little bit of a pickle here with 2 gone. So Tongu steps to the plate. He's having himself a fine season this year, batting .321. He's got 10 homers and 32 runs driven in. He gets the start at first base here tonight. If I had to say the early turning point in Tongu's career, had to be the playoffs last year, specifically the NPB, the Japan series, as the right-hander Arihara holds at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. But back to Tongu for a minute. It was always in clutch situations where Tongu seemed to deliver. Currently is leading the Pacific League in batting with that .321 average. Only 2 players with qualified at-bats batting over 300 in the Pacific League, and Tongu's the leader. So Arihara holds at the belt. Now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So waiting on deck is the third baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Should Tongu find a way on here? The SoftBank Hawk brass stoically looking on at their starter, Arihara, who is struggling to find some command of his pitches. Here comes the offering. 2-0 on the way. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. That's stiffened Tongu up. Pitch looked very similar to the first pitch of the at-bat. Looked like it was up and away. Tongu got the call. This time Arihara gets the home call. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Tongu. This is the only game going on in the NPB right now. All the other games are late starts. If we could keep our eyelids open without the use of toothpicks, we might consider bringing in another ball game with the 2 a.m. Pacific League start. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. That would take a lot of doing to be able to do. So 3 balls and 1 strike as Tongu has got himself in a good hitter's count here. He's going to be probably sitting dead red as the right-hander Arihara has had some difficulties throwing some of his off-speed stuff. So here comes the 3-1 as the right-hander holds set. He gets the sign from Kai. He works to the belt and delivers. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count is now 3-2. That was probably ball 4 that Tongu had swung at. Actually, it was a split finger pitch as we look back on the replay. It had the movement of a breaking ball, the way it had darted down and away from the hitter. Our friend KRSE DFS, I'm not sure how we say his name, but He says he's trying to decide who he's going to take. It's going to be a tough series to pick here in this one. Both of these teams are going to be, one would think, in the playoffs in the Pacific League. There's a fastball swung on this ball's line foul down the first base line. And Tongu is going to have to go get himself a new piece of lumber, as that one there has broken his bat. And the count is going to remain at 3-2. Tellis asked the question, what is Arihara topping out at? It's a good question. I haven't actually noted that. It's a little bit different tonight as they are posting the pitch track on the one side and the other stuff on the other. But I'll try to get some velocity for you. I'm curious to see how he has come back from his Tommy John surgery. Obviously struggled in the return to the Texas Rangers, and he didn't last long after the return last year, which was unfortunate because he had really had a great season or a couple of seasons with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get a run in. Making the play in right field is Yanagita. Coming across to score is Kirby-Ashi. And that is going to be the first run of the ball game. Tongu with a clutch 2-out single, as he's going to deliver an RBI here, and that is going to put the Buffaloes on the board 1-0. We're going to see where Cedeno landed in all this, if he was able to go first to third. Nice inside-out swing by the right-handed hitting Tongu as he hit it down the right field line. Kirby-Ashi scores from second base. And the Buffaloes, all the damage created here with 2 out in the inning. And that's going to bring up Masahiro Nishino. Nishino on the season has been struggling. He's batting at 169 on the year with no homers and a couple RBIs. He gets the start tonight at third base. No Yumamune in the lineup tonight. There are runners at the corners as Cedeno was able to go first to third on that base hit. And that's a good piece of running by Cedeno, anticipating that if he would have got thrown out at third, it would have cashed the run more than likely. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. A lot of off-speed stuff here and split-finger pitches. Now that is pitch number 30 delivered by Arihara in the inning. And a third of them went to Sho Gibbo. So here's the 1-0 as Arihara works to the set. He nods in agreement with his catcher, Kai. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. That counts now 2-0. So our friend Tellis asked, what's he topping out at? That last pitch on our board was at 92 miles an hour. So I don't know if he has brought it up any further than that. I remember when Arihara was pitching for the Fighters. If I remember correctly, he was more mid-90s. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded right back to Arihara. He gets the ball. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It was a difficult play. That's going to go out, ground out 1-3. That's going to retire Nishino for out number 3, but they do get a run in the inning on the RBI single by Yuma Tongu. There was 1 run. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through a half inning. It is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. The Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. All the action featuring the Hawks and the Buffaloes. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Drops Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between 2 Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great, great game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the starting lineup for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, as we did not give the batting order at the top of the inning. Leading off and playing first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. The center fielder is number 8, Taisi Makihara. Hitting third is the left fielder, number 3, Kensuke Kondo. In the cleanup spot in right field is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. Hitting fifth is Ryoya Kurihara. He is playing third base and batting in the 5 spot. Hitting sixth is number 25, Alfredo Despania. He is doing the DH. Masaki Momori is at second. He wears 13. The shortstop, Kenta Imamiya, bats eighth. He wears number 6. And batting ninth is the catcher, Takuya Kai. He wears 19. And the first pitch delivered by Yamamoto is a fastball that misses up for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Nakamura. Nakamura batting at .293 on the year. 3 homers and 26 runs driven in. He takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. Yamamoto rocking into the delivery, kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded to the right side through the 4-hole, past the diving second baseman Sho Gibbo, and Nakamura is aboard with a leadoff single here in the first. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara, he's batting .284 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 22 runs driven in. Just watching that piece of hitting there by Nakamura. He was able to stay inside that pitch. It was a fastball middle in. Yanked that through the 4-hole for the base hit. So Makihara digging in here, batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto, who gets his side from his catcher, Wakatsuki. And now he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Have to say, neither of these two pitchers have been sharp. Of course, Arihara really had to work pretty hard there against the second baseman Gibbo in the first inning. And then he found some difficulty being consistent with his location, including an 0-2 hit by pitch to Leandro Cedeno. Keep that inning going. There's a split figure pitch swung on and missed. That's going to run the count to 1-1. Interesting what the home plate umpire did there. The way that he came up with the right hand, as he had come out in front of the plate to wipe it off afterwards. Very interesting piece. I do like the logo on the Hawks uniforms. That is for sure. As we said, they're wearing a teal jersey with white pants. The Buffaloes are wearing white pants with their dark top, which is almost navyish or black. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2 to Makihara. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Nice job there by Wakatsuki to receive the ball. Does a great job backhanding it to get that corner, or the outside corner, to the left-handed batter. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Makihara as the right-hander holds to the set. He checks the runner and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is popped up over on the third base side. It's in foul territory. There's room for Nishino, and he's going to make the catch. And Makihara is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Kind of interesting there. You got to keep an eye on the hitter, as Makihara was out of the batter's box when he swung at that pitch. He was really, really closed off, really diving into the pitch. And he was out of the box when he made contact. Well, I'm sure if the umpires pick up on that, they would rule him out for sure. Here comes the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo, batting .289 with 12 homers and 49 runs driven in. Yamamoto holding to the set position. He checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. One thing I do like about Yamamoto is he mixes his timing up on his pitches. That last pitch, he did a slide step, so he was very quick to the plate. Sometimes he has a little bit bigger leg lift to the hitter, but that's to keep the runner in check. Also mixes his hold counts. Technically, in the Japanese league, they want you to hold the pitch for a minimum of 3 seconds when you're in the set. That is their rule. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even at 1-1. That last pitch poured in at 96 miles an hour on the gun. So Yamamoto has his stuff going tonight. Yamamoto, when I watched a pitch a couple of years ago, he would be bringing it up easily into the 98, 99 mile an hour category, sometimes even pushing it over into the 100 mile an hour mark. But he has lost a little bit off the fastball over the last couple of seasons, which he can still dial it up once in a while, but I think that's not a bad thing. There seems to be some more movement on his pitches. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the countdown goes to 2-1. I remember when Justin Verlander broke into Major League Baseball and he was sitting on 100 plus. But sometimes pitchers, when they take a little bit off of the fastball, they pick up a little bit more movement. And that obviously was the benefit for Verlander, had a lot of movement on his fastballs. And so too would be Yamamoto. When I saw Yamamoto pitch a couple of years ago, I didn't like the fact that his fastball was rather straight. No arm side run or cut. It's a different Yamamoto today. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As he holds to the belt, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to run the count even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. As we mentioned at the outset, we're going to do all 3 games of this series tomorrow and on Sunday night North American time. It'll be 9 Pacific or midnight Eastern, so hopefully you can return for more of the action. And then there will be the All-Star break next week, so we won't be engaged in that. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Yamamoto kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. I'd like to be able to do the All-Star game. It's just not going to work out with our scheduling. I think what would be fascinating is to watch the bunt competition. I know they do one in the KBO. I do believe there's also one in the NPB as well, but of course the Home Run Derby will take place in the NPB. So here comes the 3-2 offering as Kondo waits here on the pitch from Yamamoto. The runner at first is Nakamura. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Kondo stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. I'm not sure what he was looking for in that offering there, but it was a fastball of the split finger variety, and it hung right up in the zone. But he is going to be retired for out number 2, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita. Well, we mentioned earlier that the leading hitter in the NPB was Yuma Tongu. Well, here's the number 2 hitter in terms of batting average, and that would be Yuki Yanagita. He's hitting .310 on the season with 14 homers and 47 RBIs, having a little bit of a renaissance as some of his numbers over the last couple of years were on the decline as that pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Yanagita. I really like the Hawks logo here. As I said before, it's the SH with the SoftBank Hawks, but it looks like they have a hawk actually in the logo. Kind of curious. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set. And now fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. That last pitch poured in at 97 miles an hour. So maybe Yamamoto is going to dial it up a little bit tonight. It just caught the outside corner. A good call there by the home plate umpire. So here comes the 0-2 as Yanagita waits on the offering. They set him up inside. Here's the pitch from Yamamoto. Kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. It's going to keep the count at 0-2. As we said, this is the only game in town tonight in the NPB at this time. All the other action will get going a little bit later. The other games in the Pacific League, the Eagles are playing at the Marines. It's going to be Kirishima, who takes a 1-2 record to the mound against Ojima, who's 5-3. Fighters and the Lions go off later tonight as well. There's a fastball that just misses inside. Count is now 1-2 to Yanagita. Fighters send Uesara to the mound. He's 6-6 with a 3.10 ERA, where Yoza takes to the mound for the Lions. He's looking for his first win of the year. Matchups in the Central League, the Carp and the Bay Stars go off. It's a little earlier start than the others. As that one goes off at 1 a.m. Pacific or 4 Eastern. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. It'll be Daichi Osera for the Carp. It'll be Shota Imanaga who goes for the Bay Stars. Osera 3-7 on the year. Imanaga looking to improve on his 6-1 start to the season. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yanagita as he's hitting here with 2 gone and a runner at first. This is pitch number 19 of the inning by Yamamoto. It's a breaking ball swung on, and this is tap foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. The Giants and the Swallows play tonight, a battle of the 2 Tokyo-based clubs. That goes off at the Jinju Stadium. It'll be Inoue, who has no record for the Giants, going head-to-head against Dylan Peters, who's 3-3, but he's got a beautiful 2.48 ERA for the Swallows. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Yamamoto holds to the set. And now he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now even at 2s. The Dragons and the Tigers are the other game that go off. It is going to be Takahashi going for the Dragons. He's 3-6 against Sakai for the Tigers, who's 5-4, but has a sub-2 ERA, checking in at 1.95. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yamamoto holds and delivers. Fastball that comes inside, almost hits Yanagita, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. Oh, he had to skip rope and get out of the way, did the veteran right fielder for the Hawks. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Yanagita. That means Nakamura is going to be on the run. The crowd is chanting and clapping their thunder sticks, giving the support to their hometown heroes. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. There goes the runner, and the pitch is on the way. It's a split-finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Yanagita is gone on strikes. I don't think he fouled it off. It looks like the Buffaloes are coming off the field. But Yanagita is gone for out number 3, and that will do it here. Well, they had a base hit to begin the ball game, but they stranded Nakamura at first. There was no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 1 complete. It is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for being here with us tonight. Buffaloes and the Hawks when we return.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in their half of the second inning. As we said, we didn't give the full batting order for the Buffaloes when we started the ball game. We were a little bit behind in our start. Nakagawa led it off, and then it's Shogimbo batting second. Kotaro Kobayashi hits third. Leandro Cedeno is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth is Yumatango. Hitting sixth is Masahiro Nishino. Seventh is Yataro Sugimoto, who will lead it off here in the second. Tomoya Noguchi is in right. He bats eighth, and batting ninth is Kenya Wakatsuki. And the first pitch delivered to Sugimoto is a breaking ball that misses down and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Sugimoto hitting .254, 11 homers, and 25 runs batted in. 8 of those home runs were hit in the month of April, or March and April, as he was leading the Pacific League in bombs. He ended up on the shelf for a little bit. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. Sugimoto Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara. As Arihara gets his sign and works to the set position. Here's the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 1-2. Sugimoto has blossomed over the last couple of seasons as he is a bit of a late bloomer. He's in his early 30s. They often say that players that are batting over or that are 25 years and over, if they haven't broke in, they can be suspects. There's a ground ball chopped over to the second baseman, fielded on a couple of hops neatly by Memori. He throws to first. That's going to retire Sugimoto on a ground out 4-3. Just to finish off on Sugimoto, but kind of misses his running mate Masataki Yoshida, as they were really the 3-4 hitters in the batting order much for the last couple of years. When you looked at the order, that's where they could be found, and that will end Sugimoto's at bat. And we'll bring up the right fielder Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi, he's hitting from the left side. He bats .228 with no homers and 7 RBIs. He gets the start here in the series tonight. The first pitch from Arihara on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Both of these ball clubs are battling for the top spot. Here's the pitch. It's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is even at 1-1. As I mentioned before, a little bit of a surprise for us this year has been the play of the Chibalote Marines, who are stuck in between these two clubs for first or for second place. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Noguchi. Very interesting to see that these clubs are where they're at, that is for sure. We expect the Buffaloes and we expect the Hawks to be there. Wasn't really expecting the Marines. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. The Tohoku Rocket Golden Eagles played much better as of late, as they find themselves 5 games below the 500 mark. Played very, very well. Disappointment in Saitama with the Lions. And the Fighters have played above their weight for most of the year, but they're starting to come back to earth a little bit. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2 on Noguchi. Certainly the way that the Golden Eagles were playing early in the year, it was looking like an absolute disaster, but they've steadied the ship. They've got themselves back into 4th place. And they're slowly moving up the ladder in the Pacific League. So stay tuned. If they've got a run in them, it's going to have to happen now. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Arihara fields it. He throws to first. It's going to retire Noguchi. That's the second assist via ground balls here tonight for Arihara. Where retires Noguchi for the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Well, for Wakatsuki, he's hitting .270. He's got a homer and 7 runs batted in. He's batting in the 9th spot tonight for the Buffaloes, hitting from the right side against the right-hander Arihara. One thing I noticed is that Arihara is not as overpowering as he once was. There's a fastball that just misses outside. And one of the things to that is that when they talk about pitchers sometimes who have Tommy John surgery, as Arihara has had, sometimes it takes them a full year or maybe a year plus to regain their form. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now even at 1-1. Our friend Tellis, who was in here earlier, asked the question about what's his velocity like. Well, that's another pitch at 92 miles an hour. So he's been sitting in and around that mark. Here's the offering. It's a fastball that just misses down and away. Another pitch that would pour in at that same 92 miles an hour. Wonder if he's got a little bit extra in the tank that he could bring it up to 94, 95. As the right-hander works set, now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on, tapped over to short, fielded neatly by Imamiya. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki. It goes in the books as a ground out, 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Buffaloes go in order here in the 2nd. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, Nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5. Your score is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning after this from our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are skipping along to the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be Ryoya Kurihara, Alfredo Despania, and Masaki Momori to come to bat. It is the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Fukuoka batting order, as they will be facing the right-hander Yamamoto here for inning number 2. Yamamoto allowed a base hit to Nakamura to begin the ball game, and he had a pop-out and 2 strikeouts to set the Hawks down to end that inning. Well, it is, as we said before, they've also got teal bases tonight to go along with the teal shirts to the Hawks. And a lot of fans in the stands wearing some teal t-shirts to go along with it. They have black pinstripes with it as well. It's not a bad looking outfit, but it is certainly eye-popping for sure if you like the teal. When I think of the teal, sometimes I think of the San Jose Sharks in the National Hockey League as the first pitch fastball is delivered to Kurihara and it's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. But I also think of the ugly-looking teal that the Detroit Pistons sport sometimes as their alternate or third jersey. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. As Kurihara, you could tell, didn't like the pitch. But I have to say, there was a lot of backdoor run on that pitch. It looked like it was inside. And it was a lot of arm side run there from Yamamoto to catch that inside corner. Here's the 0-2 pitch. As it's on its way, it's a fastball that backs Kurihara off the plate. The count goes to 1-2. I have to say, both of these pitchers tonight have not batted an eye of coming inside on either of these. Our friend Tellus has donated $10 to the channel, and we appreciate you for doing that. So thanks again, Tellus. We really appreciate your support. We are going to be in Japan in about a month's time, and that is where we're going to be doing some of our other stuff. So hopefully you can join us for all of our stuff as well. It'll be August the 20th. We'll be landing in the land of the rising sun. So there's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. Tellus asked the question. He says, is 92 average for Japan? 92 is probably what a lot of the starters would be aspiring to, I would say, in the low 90s. They do have a variety of different arms. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kurihara down on strikes. That's the third strikeout in a row. 4 in a row now retired by Yamamoto. It was a split finger pitch that hung up in the zone, and he was not able to catch up with it. He is gone for the first down of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Alfredo Despania. Well, 92 average for Japan. I would say that 92 is a pretty solid velocity. I mean, there are some pitchers who could dial it up, especially the bullpen arms. The bullpen arms, they can bring guys out that throw a lot harder. As that fastball misses down and away, the count is 1-0, especially when you get into the Fukuoka bullpen with Roberto Osuna, of course, as their closer, and Levon Mainello as the 8th inning guy now. There's a fastball swung on it. Is chopped over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Nishino. He throws to first, and Alfredo Despania is going to be retired on a ground out. 5-3 for the second out of the inning. Just want to actually mention a couple of things about Despania. He was playing in the Mexican League. This is his 9th game of the season. The former Hawk has been brought back in to add some offensive punch in the DH role. And with that at bat, he is now 3 for 19. I have to go back and look at his numbers on the season since he has been re-upped with the Hawks. Well, that's going to bring up Masaki Momori as he's hitting .228. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs, and he swings and fouls off the first pitch, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we said before, it's been very interesting the way that there's a split figure pitch swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2 now to Momori, but very interesting in terms of the way these two teams have approached tonight. Both arms here are the starters in the series, both power arms, or at least Arihara was a power arm at one time. They had the day off yesterday, the entire league, and they have a rare Monday game that's going to take place for everybody just before the All-Star break. That fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 0-2. Frantella says he doesn't think Asuna deserves to pitch anywhere. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded up the middle off of Yamamoto, fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Momori. That's going to go down as a ground out, 1-6-3 to end the inning, and that will do it here. But boy, oh boy, Yamamoto had to get his glove up in some self-defense. Ends up deflecting it over to the shortstop, who makes the play and fires out Momori to end the inning. That's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Yamamoto. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Buffaloes 1, the Hawks no score. I'll come back and talk about Roberto Osuna when we return in just a few. We appreciate everybody for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. We've got ourselves a 1-0 ball game. We'll be back in just a few. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 1-2-3 hitters in the batting order to face Kohei Arihara here in the third inning. And the first pitch is delivered. It is a fastball that just misses inside for ball one. The count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa swung at the first pitch back in the first inning and popped out to the third baseman. He's 0 for 1 in this one tonight, batting .252 on the season with 6 homers and 30 RBIs. He takes a breaking ball down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Tellis in the last half inning said about Osuna doesn't deserve to pitch anywhere. It's a bit of a conundrum because when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays, he had that incident with, I believe it was the father of his wife, or it was his wife himself. I couldn't remember all the details. That fastball swung on and fouled away. And we've got the count at 1-2, and it looks like the scoreboard has got it up at 2-1. So I'm pretty confident at 1-2 here. And anyways, regardless, it was a domestic off-field incident that had run him out of Toronto. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded into the 6th hole. Nice backhand play by Imamiya. He throws to first, but it's not going to be in time to get the speedy Nakagawa. It's going to be an infield hit for the center fielder of the Buffaloes. He's aboard with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Sho Gibbo. Well, for Gibbo tonight, he had that marathon first at bat against Arihara that really took the sting out of Arihara. We had him for, at our end, an 11-pitch at bat before he went down on strikes. But back to Roberto Osuna, the problem is that he had his struggles there. Then he went to Houston, and everything was kind of whisked away. I mean, he is right at the pinnacle of his career. I would think there's a lot of major league teams that would be chomping at the bit to bring him in because of his abilities. The problem, as our friend Tellis may suggest, is his off-field behavior and his off-field, unfortunately, behavior towards his wife or his girlfriend at the time. There's a ball that's bunted down the first base line. It's a good one. Gibbo racing down the line, fielded by the first baseman, Nakamura, and he's going to apply the tag on Gibbo. As Gibbo was trying to drag it down the first base line, it wasn't necessarily a sacrifice bunt. He got off to the races, and it was a nice play by the first baseman to field it and apply the tag. That's going to retire Gibbo. That's going to go down as a sacrifice to 3. It's going to advance Nakagawa over to second base. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. One further point with regards to Tellis, and that is that when the player is in the media like that, that also brings scrutiny to the rest of the team. It brings an unnecessary sideshow to the organization. And sometimes that's when other players are starting to get questioned about your teammates' behaviors. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And sometimes a lot of the players will just sort of deflect it. They'll say, like, it's not my deal. You're going to have to go talk to him or that player that's involved. But it just becomes a distraction in the locker room to everybody else that's around because they want their thoughts on what they think of what their teammate has done or doing. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's just going to miss inside, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Kobayashi. Kobayashi had a single in the first inning, and he came around on the RBI single by Yuma Tongu after Leandro Cedeno was hit by a pitch. And I guess the same thing could be said for anybody else that's had their brushes with the law or wherever else that might be. Just brings an unnecessary distraction to the ball club. There's a fastball that is swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. And the count is 1-2 because your players are going to be bombarded with these questions. Well, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that? And unfortunately, those things are a bit of a problem when they are continually being asked. And Tellis also points in Bauer. And we'll get to Bauer in a second. Here comes the 1-2 offering to Kobayashi. As Arihara checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses outside for a ball. The count now goes to 2-2. The other thing, at least, which is different with Bauer, Bauer has a YouTube channel. As a lot of people who probably are listening in would know, Bauer Outage is his deal. And the thing with Bauer is that in some ways, I think that, and this is, of course, my opinion, is that Bauer, because of his outspoken nature and the large platform that he commands, brought some things upon him that maybe shouldn't have happened. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Momori. He is going to throw to first. Kobayashi is going to be out on a ground out 4-3, but that's a good piece of hitting by Kobayashi as he's able to hit behind the runner. It's going to advance Nakagawa over to third. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. So when you look at what Bauer had done is, he was very outspoken towards the commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred. And when you put your thoughts out there online and I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who have different thoughts about what Rob Manfred is doing, rightly or wrongly so, with Major League Baseball. But as soon as you put that out, you put a target on your back, on your chest, on your head. As there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, the count is 1-0. And so any opportunity that they can get a chance to take a run at you, they're going to do it. And I think that's exactly what happened to Trevor Bauer, is that he put himself out there as a lone ranger rather than just kind of keeping his lips sealed and going about his business to play ball. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Moving back is the second baseman, Mamori. Is going to make the catch, and that is going to end the inning. A little looping liner that just didn't quite get down. Cedeno was looking to get himself another RBI. He's going to be retired for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the third. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. They're now through 2.5. It is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. Bottom of the third inning when we return. We appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. Well, it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for Fukuoka in their half of the third inning. That means Kenta Imamiya, Takuya Kai, and the top of the order, Akira Nakamura, to face the right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto for inning number 3. We're talking a little bit about some of the off-field shenanigans of players and how that sometimes can affect the on-field product as well. As long as you can keep those guys. Sometimes you take a player in your clubhouse, there's a fastball swung on, it's fouled away, and the count is 0-1. And you might have one player who you can handle or keep under wraps, but you can't have too many of those, what I would call village idiots, in your clubhouse, as it really disrupts the apple cart of your group. But you might be able to get one guy and insulate him and be able to make it work. There's a fastball swung on. There's a ball lifted into deep right field. Moving over underneath it is Noguchi. He's there to make the catch. That's going to retire Imamiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. And so when you think about it, and guys who come to mind in recent years, ex-major leaguers or guys who are major leaguers, like a player like Yasiel Puig, who was a phenomenal talent out of Cuba. But you have to be able to insulate him with some good players, because you can't have him running roughshod in your locker room and everywhere else. You've got to be able to hopefully work with him. Unfortunately, he worked himself out of Major League Baseball because he couldn't handle the limelight, so to speak. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Kai that misses inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Kai batting .216 on the season with 5 homers and 25 RBIs. I think the Hawks would take that from this very strong defensive catcher. Here's the 1-0 as Yamamoto kicks and delivers. He squares the bunt, but it's down in the dirt. It's going to run the count to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes it is to Takuya Kai, as the right-hander Yamamoto ready to go again. He holds set at the belt. Now Yamamoto rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. And the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. we'll get a look at that replay of the last pitch. It was a good call by the home plate umpire. That pitch there, Takuya Kai didn't really like that one, but that was for sure a strike. Here comes the 2-1 as Yamamoto delivers a fastball that just misses down. The count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Swallows officially announced that they have signed former Tampa Bay Ray pitcher Elvin Rodriguez. Elvin Rodriguez, I got a chance to see him pitch out of the bullpen for the Detroit Tigers. I'm curious to see how he is going to help them. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back underneath it is Noguchi. He's going to make the catch just in front of the warning track. It's 2 up and 2 away. Noguchi has made both of the outs here in the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Akira Nakamura. Well, since Nakamura opened the ball game with a single, it has been 8 retired in a row by Yamamoto, as he is going to be facing the Fukuoka first baseman for the second time now. He's got his average up to 295 with 3 homers and 26 runs driven in. So Elvin Rodriguez is going to the Swallows. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. So just back to that for a little bit. What I remember of Rodriguez with Detroit, he has some electric stuff. He's got a real strong, powerful arm. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third baseline. That's going to run the count to 0-2. I saw him in the bullpen in Seattle a couple of years ago, and actually was, I believe, last season, right toward the end of the year when he was still with Detroit. Got an electric arm, and you can see why big league teams and everybody would fall in love with him, just the command and control of his pitches. There's a fastball swung on. It's lined over to the shortstop, Kirby-Ashi, and he's going to make the catch as he picks it off his shoe tops. That's going to retire Nakamura. That is 9 in a row retired by Yamamoto. As that will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the third. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now moving to the 4th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 1. The Hawks no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. We appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be back with this from our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yumatangu, Masahiro Nishino, and Yataro Sugimoto to come to bat. You're in the top of the 4th inning. Our friend Tellis wants to know what the pitch counts are. We'll give you those in just a couple moments as we update. I'd have to do some quick math on Yamamoto, but if I looked at him, I would say he is sub 45 through 3. And Kohei Arihara, his counterpart, not quite the same efficiency. This is going to be the 59th pitch of the ballgame as he was 58 through 3. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul on the right field line, and the count is 0-1 to Tongu. So no balls and 1 strike. Tongu, Nishino, and Sugimoto to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 4th inning. As the right-hander works to the set, now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. As Tongu finds himself in the hole at 0-2. Arihara gets his sign, but now Tongu has asked for time as he steps out of the batter's box. We're going to do this all over again. Here comes the 0-2. Arihara working from the stretch despite nobody on, and it's on its way. It's a split finger pitch missing down and away, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Mr. Wednesday Night says he doesn't have an ace in the hole. I have the SoftBank Hawks, and it's looking more grim with each inning. Well, I can say this about Yamamoto. When I've watched Yamamoto pitch, he always seems to have this one inning that just drives me crackers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-2. And it's usually in and around the 4th, 5th, or 6th inning. Pick one inning, and if he can get through that 4th, 5th, 6th inning, then you're in some trouble if he has no damage. But sometimes it's the one inning, and it'll be a 2-3 run explosion by the other team. But I don't know tonight if it will be on the docket. Here comes the pitch. It's 1-2 on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. If I had to point the needle at one of these two teams, it's the Hawks bullpen at the back end. If Arihara can keep it 1-0 through 6, it's going to be tough for the Buffaloes to get themselves another run, especially if they turn it to some of the stronger pitchers in their pen. As I said, Mainello and Osuna to be the 8th and the 9th inning pitchers. They have some depth to the Hawks. Tellis thinks the third time through they're going to start to hit them. As I said, it's sometimes that 4th, 5th, it's one of those innings in there. It's like the 4th or 5th or 6th inning. If he can get through those, then he will cruise the rest of the way. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 2-2 to Tongu. But it's usually one inning that things go a little bit sideways. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And of course, I'm not painting the picture of death for Yamamoto because he's been fantastic tonight, retiring 9 in a row since the leadoff single by Nakamura. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, Nakamura. He's going to step on the base, and that is going to retire Tongu on a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino, he is 0 for 1. He is grounded to the pitcher. His first time up. Nishino getting the start at third base here tonight. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. Here is the pitch. It's on its way. It's a breaking ball dropping in for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Pitch number 66 of the ball game for the right-hander. As he works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Arihara has struggled here tonight, especially that couple of long at-bats. There's a fastball swung on his lift down on the left field line. Kondo's giving chase. He's moving towards the wall, but he makes the catch just on the foul line as that ball was slicing away from him, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. That will retire Nishino on a fly ball to left for out number 2, and it's going to bring up the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Well, for Sugimoto here, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up. He's seen his average drop to 252, 11 homers and 25 runs batted in. As the right-hander Arihara works to the set and now delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now is 0-1 to Sugimoto. Sugimoto looked like he wanted to put that one into the seats. Actually, it was a split finger pitch. As I say, some of the pitches, or the split finger pitch here from Arihara, really has a lot of movement, like a 12-6 breaking ball. We catch that back on the replay. Here's the 0-1. There's a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. Count now goes to 0-2 on Sugimoto. Yamamoto up and throwing in front of the Buffaloes dugout. I really like that. In some ways, that keeps the ball game moving along at a good clip. Up and throwing, getting himself ready to go when there's 2 outs. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2 to Sugimoto. Curious to go back and look at some old film of Arihara to see how he is, if how he's different than his days in a fighter's uniform. As we said, he had that season, I believe it was in 2019. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Kondo fields it. He fires it into second. Sugimoto digging hard. The throw's going to be in time. It's going to nail him as he tries to stretch a single into a double, and that is going to retire it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the fourth. That's going to go down as a putout 7-4, as he has gone for out number 3. Well, no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was one runner left the board, or no runners left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 1, the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning in just a few. Appreciate you all for bouncing in here with us tonight with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. The score is 1-0 Buffaloes. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth inning as the Hawks are coming to bat. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for Fukuoka here in their half of the fourth inning. Makihara, Kondo, and Yanagita to get things going. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector checking in here tonight as he is up in Juneau, Alaska. I had a chance to have a little sit down, and we had a cold Starbucks Frappuccino the other night when he was in town. And it was great to be able to meet Cesar and let him know that next time I'm going to be in SoCal, I want to see an Angels game with him and we could break it down. A very fine gentleman he is indeed. It's only the third time I think I've had a chance to meet some of the folks that listen to our stream. Of course, we follow him as well. If you get a chance, check him out. There's a first pitch fastball that swung on and tapped foul right on the first base side of home plate. The count is quickly 0-1 to Makihara. Makihara 0 for 1 tonight as he popped out to the third baseman his first time up. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto. As Yamamoto rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is now 0-2. CV does a lot of pack openings, as he also does some stuff as he, his wife, and his children are traveling as they are doing a Alaskan cruise. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul on for the third base dugout. The count is going to remain at 0-2. Our friend Tellis wanted to know, it was actually 45 pitches right on the button for Yamamoto through 3 innings. So he is now going to be delivering pitch number 49 of the ball game here. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamamoto looking very sharp now after he has clipped along here. First inning there, like his counterpart, was just looking for the command of his pitches, but he is locked in now. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped softly just past the glove of the shortstop, Kirby-Ashi, and that is going to be a base hit for Makihara. So 9 in a row retired by Yamamoto, and a leadoff single here by Makihara to begin the 4th inning. Has got the Hawks here in business. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Kazuki Kondo. One would have to think it is not going to be a bunt situation with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming to bat. that we might expect in other parts of the batting order. Kondo, 0 for 1 tonight. He's hitting .288 on the season. He struck out looking his first time up. With one swing of the bat, he could put the Hawks in the lead. 12 homers and 49 runs batted in on the year. The former Hokkaido Nippon ham fighter enjoying his first season in Fukuoka. Got off to a bit of a slow start. He has got his sea legs now. There's a first pitch that he checks his swing on, but the umpire goes up with the right hand. That's going to be a strike on the swing as he pointed. Thought he went around. No balls and 1 strike to Kondo. Kondo definitely is not a defensive wizard, but it doesn't really much matter when you can swing a hot stick like he can. And really interesting that the fighters would move him. Obviously, it was a salary deal because the Hawks can pay the money. He just fits right into that middle part of their batting order. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Looking forward to this entire series. Of course, what a series it is going into the All-Star break. As the All-Star break and I say games because there are 2 games during the All-Star break, Wednesday and Thursday for these clubs. It's going to be, they play on Monday, a rare Monday scheduled game in the NPB. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the second baseman into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Firing it back in, rounding second and heading to third is Makihara, and the Hawks have something going here in their half of the inning. That is going to put runners at first and second. As Kondo has got himself a single, Makihara races all the way around to third. We're going to get a look at the replay on this one. He did a pretty good job of staying inside the ball. Hit him a little bit down the bat. Able to hook that one down into right field as it got down in front of the right fielder, Noguchi. So Hawks are in business here. Runners at the corners with nobody out. Remember what I said the last half inning? There's always that one inning that Yamamoto gets to be a little shaky. As I said, I can't remember if it's the 4th, 5th, or the 6th, but he always seems to run into a little bit of trouble, and he's got it right here and now. This is the opportunity for the Hawks to do some damage. It's Yuki Yanagita stepping to the plate. As we said before, he is second in the Pacific League in batting average. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up against Yamamoto. Batting .309 now on the campaign with 14 homers and 47 runs driven in. There's a breaking ball swung on its tap foul down the first base line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sometimes it is usually the 5th inning for our gamblers that are in the house listening of when they come in because they like to play the first 5. But tonight it is the 4th inning. It looks like where all the action is about to get going. So no balls and 1 strike to Yanagita. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 to Yanagita. They walked the ladder on Yanagita. He couldn't catch up to that Yamamoto fastball. Really solid crowd in Fukuoka here tonight. One would have to think it's got to be at capacity or pretty darn close to it. Lots of those teal jerseys on the fans here tonight. Wonder if that's a giveaway night. And I wonder if they had a shirt for me if I could fit into it. So here comes the offering from Yamamoto, the 0-2 pitch. Looks like they're going to walk the ladder again. Fastball on the way, and this time it is a high fastball, but Yanagita fouls that one away with some authority, but it's going to reach the seats down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Nothing like a great pitching matchup between Arihara and Yamamoto to kick off the series. Waggling the bat is Yanagita. He's waiting here on the 0-2 offering as Yamamoto holds set. It's the 57th pitch of the ball game as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is Sugimoto. Tagging at third is the runner, Makihara, but he's going to have to throw on the brakes as it wasn't deep enough. A good throw there by Sugimoto as he fires it in. Yanagita retired. He's going to be mad at himself that he couldn't cash that run in. That is going to be out number one here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. And if there was ever a double play candidate coming to the stick, Ryoya Kurihara would be one of them here. You've got the corners in there, back in double play depth up the middle. So we'll see how this plays out. Kurihara tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Runner at first, Kondo. Runner at third, Makihara. I think if I was in this situation here, I would have to consider maybe a sacrifice bunt, or at least a safety type of squeeze. Let's see what they put on here. Here's the pitch. No sign of that. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded to first. They go home. They've got the runner in a rundown between home and third. Kai throws it to the third baseman, and they're going to be able to retire it. Oh, boy, what a play there. A nice play by Yuma Tongo. He fields it. He fires it home to Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki runs the runner up the line, able to deliver the ball to the third baseman, Nishino, and that is going to retire the base runner there. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to retire Makihara on the old 3-2-5 putout for the second out of the inning. And boy, Yamamoto might be able to wiggle himself out of this jam. It's going to advance Kondo to second. Kurihara is the runner at first, and it's going to bring Alfredo Despania to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Our friend Tom was looking on stuff. Tom, we do run the ticker across the bottom. So you've got the bottom of the fourth inning is where we're at here. Of course, the Hawks are the home team. So Despania at the plate. He is 3 for 20 on the season, batting 150. This is his 9th ball game of the year, as they had run him back from the Mexican League. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. He was playing in the Mexican AAA, and he's got an opportunity to come back to Japan. So no balls and 1 strike to Despania. Despania was an important part of the run that the Hawks had a few years ago. And he is a big fella, the Cuban. Here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-hander holds set. Now Yamamoto delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now is 0-2. That last pitch registered in at 97 miles an hour on the gun. Well, the Hawk fans are behind their home team here, but they may find themselves in a tough situation. They had the first 2 hitters of the inning got on singles, and a fly out by Yanagita to the left, and a fielder's choice that got Makihara thrown out at the plate to have the Hawks in a tough spot. Here comes the 0-2. Moto holds set. Here's the pitch. It's a split figure pitch that's down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Despania didn't go. That's going to run the count to 1-2. He was just able to hold off on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Despania. Yamamoto looking to get himself out of this jam. The runner at second, Kondo. The runner at first, Kurihara. Here comes the 1-2. Yamamoto checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Despania. It's Masaki Momori who waits his turn on deck should Despania find a way on base. We got a 1-0 scoreline here. The Buffaloes are in the lead. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. Hawks are threatening here as they've got runners at first and second with 2 gone. As Despania has asked for time as he steps out of the batter's box, he's going to readjust his gloves. And now we're ready to do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd here at the Fukuoka Heipei Dome are in full voice. Here comes the 2-2. Check the runner at second. Now they deliver. It's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Oh, Yamamoto delivered a clutch pitch when he needed it, and Despania stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. The Hawks are going to lament that. They had no runs. They had 2 hits, no errors, and they stranded 2 on base. And that is going to do it here. Our friend CV says he's sharing this out live on all his social medias. We appreciate you for doing that, CV, and we welcome everybody to the channel who's listening in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Your score is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks no score. Come on back again. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning, and we appreciate everybody who is checking in here with us tonight. As we mentioned before, we are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific time, as well as Sunday evening for the matchup of these same 2 teams before they head into their mid-season all-star breaks. We say all-star games because they do play 2 games in the Japanese League, one in the Central League and one in the Pacific League. So it is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 5th inning. And the first pitch from Arihara is a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Noguchi tonight 0 for 1. He has grounded to the pitcher his first time up. His average has dropped to 226. Batting from the left side against the right-hander Arihara, who holds to the belt and now delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. He took a little bit something more off of that last pitch. Actually, that was a changeup from Arihara. You don't see a lot of changeups in the Japanese League. That was in the pitchfork variety, as that ball had darted down and away. I wonder if Arihara had picked a little bit of that up in Major League Baseball. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. If you ask most Dominican players if they could take a pitch out of the ball game, it would be the changeup. Very difficult to detect. And that their changeup by Arihara, he took quite a bit off of that pitch. Normally, he's been sitting up around 91, 92 miles an hour, and that pitch had dropped in the upper 70s. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a split-figure pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Noguchi. Noguchi was a busy man for the defensively for the Hawks or for the Buffaloes, as he had made a couple of catches out in right field in the ball game, so he has accounted for 2 of the 12 outs. Our friend CV says he's shared it out in 3 places. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you for stopping in to listen tonight. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Coming hard is Kondo, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Noguchi on a fly ball to left for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Well, for Wakatsuki, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded to short his first time up. As we said before, we really appreciate everybody who has popped in here tonight over the last few nights. And don't forget, every day we put out the slow motion swing videos at 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 o'clock Eastern if you're into that stuff. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki batting from the right side against the right-hander Arihara. Arihara, outside of that first inning where he threw 32 pitches, has really started to settle down. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-0. I would think, based on the way things go in the Japanese League, I think we'll see Arihara come out for the 6th, and if not, even the 7th inning. He is now in the groove. Here's the pitch. And it is a fastball that's taken for a called strike on the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1 to Wakatsuki. That there had a little bit of cut to it. We look at the overhead replay, and that is a good call by the home plate umpire. I have to say, sometimes I lament the calls of the umpires, but really the call tonight has been pretty consistent. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get down. It's a line drive into left center field. And stopping at first is Wakatsuki. He is going to be aboard with a single. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 1 for 2 in this one. He singled back in the 3rd inning, and he popped out to begin the ball game tonight. As they've rolled it over to the top of the order. Runner at first, 1 gone. Nakagawa ready to go to work here as he bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. Nakagawa had that infield single as he grounded it deep into the 6th hole. A great play by Imamiya, but just not the arm strength to be able to throw off balance to get Nakagawa his last time to the plate. There's the first pitch fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We got a great ball game brewing here. If you like pitcher's duels, this is exactly what you want. And I myself, I like the pitcher's duels. Maybe a little bit more action on the base paths, but can't complain about this. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. If you want high octane offense, well, this is not going to be your night for it. One would expect. And our friend Tellis, who was in here, he was saying earlier that he thinks the under 6 or 6.5 is in play. And by the looks of it, you are absolutely correct. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the belt. And now he delivers. It's a split-finger pitch swung on, is popped up into shallow right center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder. And that is going to be hauled in neatly for the second out of the inning. It was Makihara who was moving over to his left, able to make the grab there on his counterpart Nakagawa for the out number 2. And that is going to bring up the second baseman Sho Gibbo. So Gibbo coming to the plate. He's officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out and he has a sacrifice bunt to his name. Gibbo's average has slipped to 345 on the year. He's 20 for 58. But has been really productive for the Buffaloes. His best year in the NPB thus far. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. And the count is quickly 0-1. Alejandro says he needs the Buffaloes to win by 1.5. Tellis asked the question. He says, what game are you doing next? Well, we're going to do this series on the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze another game in tonight. I think a lot's going to depend on how I feel going into the later hours. This one here has to finish, I would say, by 1 o'clock, and then we'll do a content check or a check on myself, how our fuel is, and maybe we do a second one here tonight. As that pitch misses down in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. If I had to give a thought on which game I would possibly select to do, and looking at the matchups here tonight, I would probably lean toward the Eagles and the Marines. Hiroshima against Ojima. I don't think I'll be able to get the Carp base stars. I think that game would go off before this one ends. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. And the other one, maybe we would entertain. I really don't want to watch the Dragons. Could be at the Jinju between the Giants and the Swallows. That could be entertaining. Crosstown rivals. Have to consider that one. But again, we'll have to do a fuel check after this one is done to see how we are going to be able to fare. And there is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count now goes to 2-2. Our friend Tom says a 4 a.m. Eastern time game. Don't think I'll be able to get that one. I think this one won't be done by then. And certainly won't be ready for us to be able to get ourselves prepared to call it. Our friend Walking Spotted Bear says that the Eagles have been hot. Telus is offering 50 for the second game. Well, if I call the second game and you're there, then we'll hold you to it. But appreciate that offer, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you the second one. We'll have to see how we feel. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Gibbo's retired on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the fifth. No runs in the inning. They did get a hit. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the fifth inning, it is the Orix Buffaloes 1 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few after this. We appreciate you all for listening in here tonight. There's another one from our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn, support Matt Hollis. It is going to be the bottom of the fifth inning coming up here. It's going to be Mamori, Imamiya, and Kai. And we have everybody here. We are appreciative of everybody listening in. We've got Kakashi Hotake in the house. I hope I have said that correctly. And he says it's baseball, so I never really feel comfortable with the totals. I would have to agree with our friend Telus that I do think it's going to be under 6.5. I think that is for sure. The question is what's going to happen with the scoreline? And if I had to give a thought on that myself, I do think there's going to be some more runs scored in this ball game. I just don't see it being a 1-0 final. 3-2 sounds plausible. Even 2-1 possibly for the Hawks could happen as well. But I do think that under 6.5, I'd be shocked if it went over at any point, especially with these two starters and the bullpens that they feature. So here we go. Mamori, Imamiya, and Kai to bat here. As the right-hander Yamamoto rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. I think Tellis also says that's a smart bet, 6.5. I can't believe that would be that much. There is a fastball that just misses down. When Mamori was moonwalking out of the batter's box, it looked like he asked for time and didn't get it. So he had no interest at taking a hack, but it's 2 balls and no strikes here. As the right-hander Yamamoto kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and it's fouled right back off the mask of Wakatsuki. He falls to his backside. He took that one flush. That's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Almost took his mask off where it had hit him too. I think of Major League Baseball players who had their careers cut short because of concussions and foul balls. That is a very dangerous spot. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit down the right field line. Moving over to field it is Noguchi, and he's going to be able to hold Mamori to a leadoff single. But another base hit here for the Hawks as they're starting to figure out Yamamoto. Mamori aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. And I'd bet dollars to donuts here that Imamiya is going to be in the sacrifice mode, the all-time Pacific leader in sacrifice bunts coming to the plate. One would think they're going to try to get Imamiya into scoring position, get Mamori in scoring position, and I think Imamiya is the man to do it. Let's see if the Hawks have that same thought in mind. As they said, they're going to have to nickel and dime. And in fact, here it is. He's already squaring the bunt as Yamamoto is ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. He squares, he gets it down, and it's a good one. It's down the first base line. Yamamoto fields it. He throws to first. That's going to go in the books as a sacrifice, 1-3 for the first out of the inning. Mamori is going to advance over to second. That's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, Takuya Kai comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to right field his time up. His only time up. So 0 for 1 here. Our friend Alejandro says that he thinks he lost. The Buffaloes are done. Well, they still have the lead, but as I said, this game here in Fukuoka, I still point the needle toward the Hawks. Now, the Buffaloes have a bullpen that's pretty good, too. It's nothing to shake a stick at. So here comes the first offering to Takuya Kai as the right-hander Yamamoto holds to the set position. He checks the runner at second and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and it is going to be caught by Sugimoto, and that's not going to be able to advance the runner as Mamori has to hold at second. It's going to be a fly ball to left for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Akira Nakamura. Tellis asked the question if Bauer is pitching tonight. I don't think Bauer is, well, I know he's not pitching tonight, but I don't think Bauer will get another start in here before the break. If I'm not mistaken, he went on the Thursday game in Japan. He got a no decision as it was a 5-4 loss. The Bay Stars lost. I believe they played the Tigers that night. He did concede 4 runs. I believe it was in 7 or 7 in the third innings. He wasn't able to keep that winning streak alive. He is 6-2 now on the season. So this is the top of the order in Akira Nakamura. He is 1 for 2 tonight, a single and 2 trips. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Our friend Student Drifter in the house, he says more runners left on base. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but as of right now, there have been 3 runners left aboard by the Hawks in this one. 4 runners left aboard by the Buffaloes. There's not been a ton of traffic on the base paths. So here comes the offering as the right-hander works to the set. He checks the runners, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up over on the first base side, giving chase and looking at drift into the seats is the first baseman, Tongu. That's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Nakamura. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Bats here with the runner Mamori at second base and 2 gone. Yamamoto looking to get out of the jam here. And for those of you who are with us, I like to call it our Japanese halftime because at the end of the 5th inning, they take an extended break as they clean the field to do a few things, and we will ourselves. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short, fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning. They got no runs in the inning. They did have a hit. There were no errors and another runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete. Your score is the Buffaloes 1 and the Hawks no score. We're going to be back in about a couple of minutes, everybody. We're going to loop our little intro video. We'll be back with all the action in just a few. We thank you for joining us with us here tonight. It is 1-0 for the Buffaloes. Welcome back, everybody. First of all, I want to thank TELUS for supporting the channel, as we are going to be back here with the live action. The first pitch to Kentaro Kobayashi is a fastball taken for a called strike on the outside corner. Count is 0-1. We have Pressy asked the question, where can I find a live stream of this? And he's asking for the video. What a lot of people do is they'll get the video and they'll sync it up to our call here. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. And we'll give you a little bit of that. TELUS says, move to Tokyo. Our friend Tom asked the question, is Bauer in the league? And yes, he pitches for Yokohama. Bauer has been outstanding in 5 of his last 6 starts. After starting off a little bit rocky, there was a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1. Bauer is a 6-2 record to his name now. And he has a mid-3 ERA, but he really started off difficulties. He had given up a lot of hits, but more importantly, had given up a lot of home runs early. There was a split-finger pitch swung on it, is golfed into shallow center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Makihara, and he's going to make the catch. And Kobayashi is going to be retired for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up Leandro Cedeno. Well, for Cedeno, he has been hit by a pitch and he's popped out to second. He's 0 for 1 in this one. Average has dropped to .319. He's got 3 homers and 18 RBIs. He has been a run producer thus far for the Buffaloes in their lineup. Here comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. And I think of some of the stuff, our friend TYN in the house here tonight. We haven't seen him in a while. We're glad he can make it in. He's a big Hawks fan. He says the Hawks need to win this game so they can stop the bleeding and stop the losing streak. And importantly, stop the bleeding. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. Fielded to his left by Kurihara. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Cedeno on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Yuma Tongu. And you got to tip your hat to Kohei Arihara. He has gotten stronger as the game has gone on as well. That 32-pitch first inning, and most of that all came, well, certainly after Sho Gibbo's big at bat. All the action came with 2 out. As Kobayashi had scored the run after Cedeno was hit by a pitch, and Tongu had the RBI single to bring him home. And that is where we sit as Tongu comes to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Hitting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. As Arihara holds a set to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Tongu waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from Arihara, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count now goes to 2-1. Arihara reaches for the rosin bag off the backside of the mound. This is going to be pitch number 99. Coming up here for the right-hander. No action yet in the Fukuoka bullpen. One would think that Arihara, if he can retire Tongu here, could come back out for that 7th inning. Here's the 2-1. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run by Tongu. That kind of came out of nowhere as Arihara had pretty much been cruising along since the first inning, and that ball got out in a big hurry as Tongu has now put the Buffaloes up to a 2-0 lead as he circles the bases here. And that is going to bring up Masahiro Nishino. So 2-0 for the Buffaloes on that blast by Tongu, his 2nd RBI of the evening. It's been the Tongu show tonight. So he has plated a run here. That ball got out in a hurry. And if my math is correct, That's going to be 107 miles an hour off the bat. So 2-0 now for the Buffaloes. And Masahiro Nishino stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Grounding out to the pitcher and flying out to the left fielder. I was thinking about this at the beginning of the inning. If we're going to see a run or a couple of runs here, it might be a home run or a unexpected solo shot. I couldn't get those words out of my mouth quick enough. And there's Yuma Tongu driving in his second run of the ball game. And there is a breaking ball that comes inside and almost hits Nishino. The count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. That was pitch number 100 here for the right-hander Arihara. Feel a little hard done by here. It's turned out to be a quality start. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and in. It's actually Yuma Mune who is batting here for Nishino. Didn't get the notice on the pinch hitter, so Yuma Mune in to pinch hit. He is usually the regular third baseman for the Buffaloes. Nishino's night is over. So here comes the offering to Mune. As the right-hander gets his sign. And he nods in agreement with Takuya Kai. Here comes the pitch. As it's on its way, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Mune. Here's the offering from Arihara. I'd say split finger pitch swung on. This ball is belted to right. This ball is going to be off the wall. Fielding it is Yanagita. Digging hard for second is Mune. The throw is not in time. And Mune is going to get himself a double as he is going to slide in safely. So a 2-out double for Mune. All the balls. That ball did not miss by a whole lot. It fell just short of the wall at the warning track. It short hopped the fence. Ball was hit another 15 feet further. It would have been into the stands as well. So Mune has himself a 2-out double, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. But before Sugimoto comes up to bat, it's a conference of Hawks on the mound as the pitching coach has come out to talk to his right-hander, the veteran right-hander. So Mune, the runner at second, Sugimoto at the plate. With 2 gone here in the 6th inning. And for Sugimoto, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double his last time up. He is also grounded out to second. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Kurihara. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Sugimoto on a ground-out 5-3. But the Buffaloes add to their lead on the home run by Yuma Tongu. There was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 2, the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 6th inning when we return after this. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here with us tonight. It is Hawks and Buffaloes, NPB Baseball on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks here in the 6th inning. Makihara, Kondo, and Yanagita to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto, as the Buffaloes now sport a 2-0 lead going here to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It is another one of these ball games here that you just got to start biting your nails, or at least I'm biting my nails a little bit, whether or not this game is going to take a turn for the, I don't want to say turn for the worse, but a turn for the difference in favor of the Hawks. It just has all of the markings of that as we are here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mune has replaced the third baseman Nishino at third. The first pitch is swung on. It is a fastball grounded over to the shortstop Kobayashi. And with one pitch, there's one away as Makihara has grounded out 6-3 for out number 1. And where my concern would be is if the Buffaloes, or if they get into the Buffalo bullpen, that's where this game could go a little bit sideways. I think they can't wait to get Yamamoto off the mound. That brings Kensuke Kondo to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Got a single his last time up and struck out looking in the first. He's raised his average to 290 on the year. Here's the first offering from Yamamoto, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Two of the stars of the NPB battling it out here, Yamamoto and Kondo, a classic matchup. Here comes the 0-1. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Yuki Yanagita waits his turn on deck. There's going to be a part of the batting order that's going to do a little bit of damage. One would think this is the spot here, as Kondo and Yanagita can feed off one another. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line. The count is going to remain at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Yamamoto rocking into the windup. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Kondo down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's the second time tonight he's gone down on strikes. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita. So Yamamoto really, really efficient here. He is 5 pitches so far here in this inning. He has just sped up the pace. He has been very economical. 45 pitches we had him at through the first 3 innings of this one, which is kind of exactly where you want to be. You want to be at about 15 pitches per inning. He's at 77 now in this one, and the first pitch is a split finger swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Yanagita. Right-hander Yamamoto rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Tellis earlier wanting to know if we're going to do a second game tonight. The one thing that's in your favor is I was able to get in a good solid nap before this one started. So that would be the energy that we would need to go off. But the other key factor is the game here has to end by 1 Pacific for us to be able to get ourselves prepared. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted into deep left field. Sugimoto underneath it. He makes the grab, and that is going to do it. As Yanagita is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Buffaloes 2 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. It looks like Arihara is coming back out for inning number 7, and we'll return after this. Appreciate you guys for all being with us tonight. Here is another one from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, Steve coming back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddy. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a pinned penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddy. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support he gives to our channel. That's Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game, we'll check out Steve and see what kind of craziness he's got going on in his channel, whether it's Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, or the Saturday morning cartoons. He's got something there for everybody. It is going to be the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi, to lead it off here in the top of the seventh inning, followed by Kenya Wakatsuki in the top of the order, Kai Nakagawa. So 8, 9, and 1 to come to bat to face Kohei Arihara here in inning number 7. 104 pitches for the Japanese right-hander as he's ready to go back to work. He has been pretty decent tonight, scattering the 7 hits over the 6 innings. And by my count, other than the fact that he's hit Leandro Cedeno, I've got no base on balls. And there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Noguchi. Noguchi 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to the pitcher and flown to left his 2 trips to the plate. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Way ahead is the right-hander Arihara. Impressive for both of these pitchers tonight. If I look at both of them, I don't detect on my score sheet a walk by either one, and that is where you got to like the pitching. Lots of command and lots of control. Here's the 0-2. There's a breaking ball swung on its top foul just past the bag at first base, and that's going to keep the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we said before, we're definitely going to be on the airwaves again tomorrow. And on top of that, it'll be us on Sunday evening for some rare NPB action as well. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Noguchi. As the right-hander Arihara works to the set, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul down the left field line, and it keeps the count at 0-2. We also, for those of you who do listen in, and we do also stream on Twitch, although our main output is on YouTube. But if you're ever in an area where you need to find a spot to listen to us, you can also get us on Twitch as well. Just type in Last Raps Baseball. There's a fastball that misses outside. It gets off the glove of Kai and goes all the way to the backstop. That is going to run the count to 1-2. No damage there, as Noguchi had held off on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. Arihara kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner. The count now goes to 2-2 on Noguchi. You get an opportunity to look at, they do have a tracker on the pitches. For those who aren't watching on television in Japan, that last pitch looked like it had caught the outside corner, but not to the home plate umpire. There's another pitch that misses outside. Count now goes to 3-2. Again, on the tracker, it looked like it had caught the corner. I don't think that one did. Definitely not. That pitch was on the, well off the outside corner of the plate. But the one before, I think Arihara may have had an argument. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. It's going to get into the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2. I don't know what to call it, but they've got the balloons that look like they're ready to launch in between the innings. They've got these balloons. Tonight they're white. I've seen it, and the crowd is starting to get them up, and they shoot them off into the crowd. or into the field. I'm not sure exactly how you would describe it. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, but the shape of these balloons, the first thing that comes to mind when I saw it a few years ago when they were in the Japan series is it looks like it is a picture of a sperm, a bunch of sperms being released into the atmosphere. But the people, they have these little pumps that they're pumping up their balloons, and then they release it. It's a Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk piece, and then it goes off in the air, and it makes this streaming noise. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And there is a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and the battle continues. 114 pitches now for Arihara, and 10 of them have come in this at-bat to Noguchi. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. And for those who have listened in and are hoping for the Hawks to do some damage, they're going to have to try to chase Yamamoto to be able to get that done. Here's the 3-2. And it is a fastball swung on. It is hit hard. Taken on one hop by the second baseman. What a nice play by Momori, moving to his left. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Noguchi. But Noguchi gave Arihara a heck of a battle. That's a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up or bring out up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So for Wakatsuki tonight, he's got a single and 2 trips. He was stranded back at first in the 5th inning. He's raised his season average to 273 with a homer and 7 RBIs. And the first pitch from Arihara is a breaking ball swung on his tap softly over to second. Momori is busy, and he fields it and throws to first. And that is going to retire Wakatsuki on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. And one would have to think that the Hawks are going to let Arihara finish this one out. Unless, of course, Nakagawa gets on, then they maybe want to consider the reliever come in to face either Kobayashi or Cedeno. I think in my books, he's probably got 2 hitters left. So here comes the first offering to Nakagawa. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the right-hander, and Arihara ready to go again. Leans in and he gets the sign from Takuya Kai. He works to the set position. And now he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the glove of the pitcher. Fielded by Momori on the run, and he's going to do everything this entire inning. It's the inning of Momori. All 3 balls grounded out to the second baseman. Goes in the books, ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Orix Buffaloes 2 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks no score. I would have to think that that's going to be the end of the night for Kohei Arihara, and they're about to release the balloons in Fukuoka. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is going to be Ryoya Kurihara, Alfredo Despania, and Masaki Momori to come to bat here in just a couple moments. As we have a little bit of a delay as the balloons have been shot off into the dome here, as the cheerleaders leading their way are making their way off of the field. Kurihara, Despania, and Momori to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We have our friend undrafted player in the house, a regular to the channel. We thank you for being here. If you don't know undrafted player, he is listening all the way from France. I forget where in France exactly he is located, but he is doing his MLB fan mail requests. Last year, he sent out 12 fan mail requests to the NPB ball clubs. The only team that responded to him in 2022 was the Orix Buffaloes. I don't know if he's got anything yet as of today. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on in, lifted foul down the third base line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kurihara. 80 pitches through the first 6 innings for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He has been in cruise control tonight. Here's the pitch. There's a split-figure pitch that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Kurihara. Kurihara is 0 for 2 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice and has struck out his 2 trips up as he finds himself deep in the hole here at 0-2. Yamamoto rocking into the windup and delivering. It's a split-finger pitch swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Gibbo. He throws to first. It's going to retire Kurihara on a ground-out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Alfredo Despania. So 1 up and 1 away. As Despania comes to the plate, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to third and has struck out looking in his 2 trips to the dish. His average now has dropped to 143, 3 for 21 since his return to Japan. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Despania. Despania, of course, as we mentioned before, playing in the Mexican Baseball League. He has re-signed with the Hawks here to give him some punch, or they hope to give him some punch. As that is a split-figure pitch that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. The other player for the Hawks, Yurizabel Graciel, was his running mate in the last few years, but Graciel's days are now done, as it would appear in the NPB. A little long in the tooth. Not as productive as in his earlier years. There's a breaking ball swung on it as tap foul just past the third base coach's box, and the count goes to 1-2. This is Yamamoto at his electric best right now. One would have to think he will be in check to come out for the 8th inning. And the only question is will he be out for the 9th? And in my books, in Japanese standards, the answer to that is probably yes. And here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and count is now 2-2. Our friend Tellis asked the question. He says, what's an MLB fan pack? Well, what our friend undrafted player does is he writes to the organizations and says, he's a fan or a supporter of the team, and do they have anything that you can send out? And usually what happens is some of the teams will do it. And what they'll do is they will send back usually extra giveaways. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped into left field. Coming hard at Sugimoto. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Despania for the 2nd out of the inning. Nice job. A nice running catch there by Sugimoto. He is retiring Despania for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to leave it up to Masaki Momori. So our friend undrafted player, what he does is he writes, and some of the things that they'll send out is sometimes it's promotional stuff like schedules, or maybe they'll send back different type of things. Maybe it's the magnet schedule. Maybe it's, any leftovers from some of the promotional stuff you get at the stadiums. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the first base side. The count is 0-1. Not all teams will do it. Not all teams will send it back. But the ones who are smart are building relationships with their fans or fan base across not just Japan, but globally. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble. And now back on the warning track and looking up is Noguchi, and this one is gone, a home run. And that's going to cut into the lead. Masaki Momori hits his second home run of the year. And what a time to be able to do it with 2 gone in the 7th inning. And the Hawks have some life. The first run of the ball game is on the board. It is now a 2-1 lead for the Buffaloes here in the 7th inning. As Momori crosses the plate, that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Emamiya. That ball got out of here at 100 miles an hour. As that ball is just got over the fence and into that sort of where the old bullpen used to be, just beyond that. And it was about maybe 5 or 6 rows deep into the seats. Yamamoto knew it as soon as he threw it. That ball had the legs to get out. So here's the first pitch to Emamiya. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Fred Tellis says it's about time, and the Hawks are looking to try to be able to do it. Our friend undrafted player says as the fastball is swung on and missed, the count goes even at 1-1. Undrafted player says that he just sends letters to the franchises and accept the franchise, or hopefully they send some goodies to him. Exactly correct. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Tellis says third time through the order. Yeah, and it's almost the full third time through the order, because that's the 7th hitter in the batting order is Momori to punch that run across, or that through that home run. So it is almost like Yamamoto's going to get through the 4th time through the order before they really start to scratch through the surface of his armor here. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Kenta Emamiya. Bats here with 2 gone in the 7th. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate. The count remains at 1-2 to Emamiya. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Yamamoto rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. And Emamiya goes in the books for out number 3, but the Hawks get a run back. They had 1 run in the inning on the solo shot by Masaki Momori. There was 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. You're getting into the deep water, as this game is about to pick up the pace a bit. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. Just a reminder, when we're in Japan, we're going to do a tour of the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame again and hopefully get some better footage of what we saw. But here is some of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the 8th inning, and it'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Gibbo, Kobayashi, and Cedeno. They're going to try to look to get a run back here We're going to get a check here to see if Kohei Arihara's day is done. That's what we are anticipating, but we are not going to quite take a peek here yet. So we may be back in 30 if that is the case, as we haven't got any confirmation if his day is done or if he's going to continue on. Nope, there it is there. They do have a pitching change, and this is going to be a left-hander coming into the ballgame, number 56. We'll get you that here in just a moment, as it looks like it is going to be Tara coming into the game. Diminutive lefty. This is Fumimaru Tara, as he is making his 29th appearance of the year. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He's worked 22 2/3 innings. And the first pitch delivered to Gibbo is a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Moving to his left is the left fielder Kondo, who makes the catch. And with one pitch, there is one away here in the 8th inning. Just to finish off Gibbo a bit, 22 2/3 innings, 16 hits. He's walked 5, struck out 20, and he's got an ERA of 0.79. He is having his finest year of his NBP career. This is his 4th year with the Hawks. He has been absolutely outstanding. This is going to bring up Kentaro Kobayashi to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He takes a fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kobayashi got the scoring going in the first inning when he had a 2-out single and was brought home by Yuma Tagu. He's also grounded to second and flown to center field. Here comes the 0-1 as the lefty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. As we said, left-hander Fumimaru Taru on the hill now for the Hawks. As the lefty works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is line foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. That is going to run the count now to 1-2 on Kentaro Kobayashi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kobayashi batting from the right side against the lefty Taru. Works to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Leandro Cedeno waiting his turn on deck. Here in the top of the 8th inning, as the Buffaloes are clinging to a 2-1 lead, the Hawks got to find some instant runs in these next 2 innings. At the same time, I also wouldn't blink an eye if this game went extras between these 2 clubs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Some of our fans that come in and listen to the channel, if it does go extra innings, it also could potentially be only a 12-inning game, because they only play 3 extra innings during the regular season. I kind of like that. I like that better than the ghost runners. The games can end in ties, but there's not a lot of ties. Usually they can solve the issues with those 3 extra innings to be able to get a run or 2 across. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and it gets all the way to the backstop, and that's going to run to 2-2 on Kobayashi. I would prefer the game to be 3 extra innings than it to be a game that has a ghost runner that starts in the 10th. And in some ways, if Major League Baseball had the ghost runner, if you want to play till the game is done, do it after the 12th. The only problem I think in Major League Baseball is that the beer sales cut off after the 6th or 7th innings in most parks. Usually it's after the 7th. So if they can't sell the beer, people, why am I here? There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Left-hander against the right-hander. Tar ready to go as he gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. He works to the set position. Here comes the offering as he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into shallow right field. Coming hard is Yanagita, but that's going to bleed down for a base hit. A one-out single here by Kobayashi has got him aboard, and that is going to bring up the DH, Leandro Cedeno. Be interesting to see if they're going to go to the bullpen here, if they're going to stay with the lefty. Yuma Tongu is on deck, and there is only a couple of hitters away until you get to Yuma Mune that the lefty would be valuable. We'll see what they have in mind, but it looks like they're going to stay with the lefty. So Cedeno coming to the plate. He was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. He's popped to second, and he's grounded to third. But he can drive some runs in as needed. Comes the first pitch from Taru, but instead he flips it over to first base, and getting back in time safely is the runner. Our friend Walking Spotted Bear says he knows a beer guy who lives in Cincinnati. First of all, those words out of your mouth, Walking Spotted Bear, I know a beer guy. It's always a good thing, right? That's probably pretty good. He said the other day that they were just recently allowed to sell beer a little bit later in the football games than before. I think that's important too. Like the reason they had cut that stuff off was because they felt that people were getting behind the wheels and driving, and that still could be the case. But to me, there's no difference whether you sell a beer in the 7th inning, the 9th inning, or the 12th inning of a game. If people are 5 or 6 deep at that point, if they're going to have a beer late in the game, they probably already had a half a dozen. We got Wayland in here. He says the Hawks can't score to save their lives, and Wayland might be onto something here. That Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound, it's making it very tough. Here comes the first offering to Cedeno, and it's a breaking ball that misses down for ball one. The count is 1-0. Cedeno doing his best Juan Soto impersonation with a little shuffle in the batter's box. We got J.D. Wolfgang Music Group in here. He says 9 innings or 12. It's a 9-inning ball game, but boy, oh boy, this game here could possibly go that maximum 12 innings if they can somehow find a run, being the Hawks. As that pitch is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-1. I guess if we were playing cricket, there'd be a lot more innings to play. But not so here in this one. We are in the top of the 8th inning with a 2-1 scoreline for the Buffaloes over the Hawks. One gone, and Cedeno at the plate. The runner at first is Kobayashi. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the lefty Taro, the reliever, comes to the set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled off of the catcher, Takuya Kai. Oh, he has rolled over and doubled over in pain. I have to see where he got caught on that one. It was a 2-seam fastball that the hitter swung on. He fouled it. It just missed the glove of the catcher. Oh, right off the toe of Kai. I don't know if the toe guard gave him any protection where that hit. Might look like right off of the tip. That you can see why, because the shin guard or the toe protector from the shin guard was just a little bit off to the one side. That'll definitely hurt. He's walking around a little bit gingerly behind home plate. We got Grant Digi says, where are you watching this? Well, we've got it up on our screen here. We are, I don't know where you're at, Grant, if you were in the United States or if you're in Canada. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Cedeno. We could give you some information on trying to pull in your stream, and you can watch it in either Chinese or Japanese. Here's the 1-2 pitch as the lefty works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on his tap foul over on the first base side. Count is now 1-2. Well, we're north of the border, so we're not there. And we've got time here as it looks like they're coming out. I think they're coming out to check on Takuya Kai. Or are they coming out to remove the pitcher here? This is kind of strange. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Cedeno. And the pitching coach is on the way to the mound, but Fujimoto has come out to talked to the umpire, and that indicates we could have a change here. And that's exactly what we got. We got a relief pitcher coming in. It's going to be Ryosuke Otsu. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a second. Not sure what's happening here. Our Grant will come back and answer your questions in a few. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support. We got Ryosuke Otsu coming into the ball game. Right-hander on in relief of Taru. This is his rookie campaign in the NPB. He has got 32 appearances so far. 2 wins, no losses. He has worked 28 innings. He's allowed 29 hits. He has walked 4 and struck out 14, and he's got an ERA of 2.89. So he is on in relief here of the left-hander Taru. So he's just going to complete his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to resume the action in just a couple moments. Strange here, as we were not able to pick up exactly what happened. It looks like Cedeno has gone on strikes. So that pitch that we thought that he may have fouled off actually had been in the dirt, and we thought he got a piece of it, but apparently not. So that his night is over as Taru. So 2 out here. Kirbiashi is the runner at first. And Yumatagu has had himself a night tonight. He's got a home run and a single that have driven in both of the runs for the Buffaloes. He's also grounded out to first. So offensively, it has all been Tongu here in this one, as he's got both of the RBIs. So back to the question of our friend Grant. Grant, if you're in the States, DAZN used to pick up the feeds of these games a couple of years ago, so that might be something to investigate. I don't know if they still carry it or not. FTF, which is, I believe, Friends to Friends, as a service, but they do a lot of games that are delayed down on the American side. There's a split figure pitch missing down to Tongu, where the count is 1-0. There are some of the gambling houses that will also, if you are a member, that they will show you the live feed through their channel. You have to be a member. There's a couple of people who are regulars that come into the channel stream that are not in here tonight, and they usually talk about that. For some reason, I want to say it's like Bet2X. We'll give you that option. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is swung on. It is popped up over to the right side of the infield. Moving underneath it is Momori. He's there. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Tongu for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll come back and give you some more options when we return. No runs in the inning here in the 8th. 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming out for inning number 8. He's going to be facing the 9-1-2 hitters in the order. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you all for listening in here tonight. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order to come to bat to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Scheduled to hit will be Takuya Kai, the top of the order, Akira Nakamura, and Taisi Makihara. We'll keep our eye on Kai if he is going to come to bat. Sometimes he will be replaced late. That's kind of going to look like what it is right here, as it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Takuya Kai. We'll get that for you in just a moment. He took that foul ball off of the foot, and it is probably they are trading some offense for defense. See who this is going to be coming to the dish. My guess here, I don't know if I haven't seen it initially. It looks like it could be Yukio Shudo. Check to see who this is in just a moment. The first pitch is a fastball delivered that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. This is actually Yanagamachi, the outfielder. So this is Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi batting from the left side. 248 on the season, as there is a fastball that he checks his swing on. He can't hold up, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. Yanagamachi batting 248. He's got no homers and 15 RBIs. And himself, probably the finest year of his young NPB career last year, where he hit 277 before missing the rest of the year with a knee injury. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. But he is on in, more likely just the pinch hit. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Akira Nakamura and Taisi Makihara to follow here. Just to pick up where our friend Grant had asked here. Grant was asking about other channels. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Another spot that you could go and look at is Live QQ. Live QQ, unfortunately, you got to have some Google Translate going on. You're going to have to surf around because they will play games, but it is a Chinese type of feed. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Yanagamachi gone down on strikes for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Akira Nakamura. Our friend Waylon asked the question, how many MLB players are playing in this game? Well, I think he means how many ex-MLB players or players with MLB experience are in the ball game. Well, from the Fukuoka standpoint, other than Kohei Arihara, who'd spent the last couple of seasons with the Texas Rangers, they have nobody in the ball game at this point. So no one there here. There's a first pitch fastball that is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Nakamura. On the other side of the ledger for the Orix Buffaloes, as far as I can see here, they have nobody in the lineup as well. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Nakamura 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also lined to the shortstop and grounded to the shortstop. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. J-Day Wolfgang says he caught the under 5.5. Axie says under 3.5. Boy, that would be a nail biter here as we are in the last half of the 8th inning. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 2-2. Our friend who has been in the stream most of the night, Tellus, basically got in at, I believe, under 6.5 before the game started. And that was pretty much a freebie. You would have to think that if this game went over 6.5, that would be a shocker with these 2 pitchers on the mound. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as Yamamoto rocks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Nakamura watched that one go by for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and both via the strikeout here. So Yamamoto getting stronger as this game is going on, and that's going to bring up Taisi Makihara. As we do a quick scan of our score sheet, Looks like that's 8 in the books now for Yamamoto. Unless I missed one here. 8 strikeouts, that is. And Taisi Makihara coming to the plate, who is 1 for 3. That's exactly what it is. 8 strikeouts for Yamamoto. There's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. J.D. Wolfgang asked the question, how many innings? Well, we're in the bottom of the 8th. They play 9 unless it goes extras. As the 1-0 is on the way, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped into shallow right center field, and it's going to get over the head of Sho Gibbo, who was racing out. So the Hawks have some life. It's going to be a base hit here for Makihara, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Kazuki Kondo. That last pitch looked like it was a two-seam fastball or maybe a split-finger pitch that hung up in the zone. And he was able to muscle it over the head of the second baseman, Gibbo, and drop in front of the right fielder, Noguchi. That's going to put the runner at first with 2 gone, and it brings up Kondo to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Kondo's got a single in 3 trips. So right-hander against the left-hander. The pitch is a split-finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kondo looked like he wanted to hit that one all the way back to Osaka as he spun right around and literally ended up on one knee in the dirt. So no balls and 1 strike here to Kondo. And if you can throw him an off-speed pitch and do it again, he might spin himself into the ground again. Here comes the 0-1. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Won't get any easier as Yuki Yanagita waits his turn on deck. This is the toughest part of the batting order that the Hawks can feature. Hawks in this game only have 5 hits, and Kondo's got 1 of them. And of course, Makihara, who's aboard at first base, has 2 of them. So 3 of the 5 hits from those 2 hitters. The other ones belong to Momori and Nakamura. Of course, the important one is the run that was scored by the solo shot by Momori. Here's the 1-1. As Yamamoto delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Now the count goes to 1-2 on Kondo. Tellis is pumping his hand for the Hawks as they are behind 2-1 here. Why do I get the feeling the 9th inning is going to be the inning where the excitement is all going to take place? For the Buffaloes coming up in their half of the 9th inning, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. It'll be Mune, Sugimoto, and Noguchi to come to bat in their half. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled over on the third base side, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. So Yamamoto ready to go again. He leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher Wakatsuki. The crowd urging their Hawks on as they are in unison chanting in Fukuoka. Right-hander against the left-hander as Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He checks the runner at first, checks him again, and now delivers. It's a fastball that just backs Kondo off the plate. Oh, the count's 2-2. Kondo was leaning out over the dish looking for something, and he got buzzed off the dish by Yamamoto. That'll keep you regular for sure. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the Fukuoka star left fielder. We're getting into a spot where this is a turning point in the ball game right here and now. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. The right-hander Yamamoto holds to the set. He takes a breath, and now he delivers. There's a split-figure pitch, swung on and missed. Kondo gone for the 3rd time tonight via the strikeout. And that is going to do it here as Yamamoto walks off the mound. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. He strikes out, 1 runner left the board. He strikes out the side here in the 8th inning. Yamamoto doing a job. We are now moving to the top of the 9th. Your score is the Buffaloes 2, the Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Top of the 9th inning. About ready to come on in.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. We'll be back in 30 with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change for Fukuoka. This is going to be the 4th pitcher used here tonight. It's going to be Hiroshi Kaino coming into the ball game. He is going to be making his 22nd appearance of the season. He's got a record of 1-0. He's worked 20 1/3 innings. He's allowed 15 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 23. He's got himself a 2.66 earned run average. It'll be Mune, Sugimoto, and Noguchi scheduled to come to bat to face the Fukuoka right-hander. So Hiroshi Kaino on in here in relief, and it looks like we have a new catcher as well. We'll have to get you the update on that, who that is when we can. So the right-hander ready to go here as Kaino on in relief. Yumamune steps in. Amune came in to pinch hit for the 3rd baseman Nishino back in the 6th inning. Stayed in the game, and he swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball that's lined foul into the temporary seating down the left field line, and the count is 0-1 to Mune. That first pitch checked in at 97 miles an hour. And it looks like Yamamoto's his day is going to be finished. There were a lot of high fives. We got our friend Big D in the house tonight here. We appreciate you for listening in. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded by Memorial. Orix throws. He should lock his 50 in on. We laid, said Orix. Well, Yamamoto's day is going to be done. It looked like he got his high fives and headed down the tunnel. So I wouldn't write the Hawks off yet, especially with that part there. Our friend Big D, if you guys are into Garbage Pail Kids, he's had some really cool stuff lately. He has had some artists on his channel on top of it. If you're not into that, he's going to have, I believe it was gallery and museum collection artists for Major League Baseball. He's going to be interviewing some of those as well, as there's a fastball that misses down to Sugimoto, and the count is now at 2-0. So if you get a chance, Big D's Sports and Collectibles, check him out when you get a chance, especially for his lives. Some of those artists who make things happen for the MLB. Here's a pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Sugimoto. So 3 balls and no strikes. Kano here behind in the count. As we said, we may stick around for another game. We're getting into that time here. If this game went extra innings, I would probably have to kibosh it. But I am going to have to think about adding another game to our schedule in the late night here tonight. And there's a fastball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4, and that is going to be a 1-out walk here to Sugimoto. It's going to bring up scheduled to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi. And that's going to be the end of the night for Sugimoto, as we're going to have a pinch runner in the ball game. We'll see who that is here in just a moment. It looks like it is number 50, if our eyes work, and that is going to be Oda, who is coming in. Our friend Big D says, yep, a couple of tops artists that are going to be popping in here. Big D also says, we almost had 30 in here tonight. Well, you missed it the other night when we were up around 51. It was absolutely fantastic to have all the audience in here listening to all the action from the NPB. So Tomoya Noguchi here at the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded to the pitcher. He's flown to left and grounded to second. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is popped foul down the left field line. Giving chase is the third baseman, Kurihara, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats. He's going to run the count to 0-1 on Noguchi. So no balls and 1 strike it is. We're here in the top half of the 9th inning, and the Buffaloes are clinging to a 2-1 lead. They're looking to add some insurance here. As Oda on to run for Sugimoto, one would have to think that would probably be the defensive replacement as well. As Sugimoto is not the most fleet of foot. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. The runner, Oda, was in motion. He's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. We late asked the question, do we do the KBO? And to be honest with you, we really don't do the KBO because I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of the KBO. There are some very solid teams there. There's 2 or 3 teams that are really, really strong. And then there's a few teams in the middle that are, And then their bottom part of the league is just really, really weak. And I have a hard time getting excited about it when there's only 3 or 4 teams that are really, truly competitive in that. That could be my answer to that. Our friend Big D says he remembers hanging out in the streams with 5 people. Yeah, I remember even less than that. When back in the day when Ben Robertson, our Korean friend, would be hanging out with us, we'd have 2 people in the stream, and then we started to collect a few more as we went along. But we're glad to have everybody here tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, and that is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 0-2. Big D says the living room. Yeah, the living room was in earlier tonight. I think the living room went to see the bathroom at some point before he went into the kitchen. So no balls and 2 strikes to Noguchi. We late asked about if we do MLB games. We did do a pile of MLB games last year. We did about 50 or 60 of them, but to be honest with you, we haven't done any at all this year. And some of it has to do with our own time constraints. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get up against the gap, and it's going to get to the wall. Oda digging around second, heading for third. Digging around third, heading home. And he's going to slide in safely without drawing a throw. And the Buffaloes have extended their lead to 3-1 here in the top of the 9th inning on a double by Noguchi that has scored Oda all the way from first base. And the Buffaloes now have extended their lead to 3-1. Noguchi hits the ball into the pull gap, and there was off to the races they went. Our friend Big D jumps in and he says, the reason that I don't do the MLB games is because the Tigers suck. Well, it's part of it, but they did beat the Mariners tonight. Our friend Walking Spotted Bear says the Hanwha Eagles, usually the worst team in professional baseball, have won 9 of 10 lately. Also true. Even the worst teams can win some ball games. So here comes Kenya Wakatsuki to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight with the runner at second. And the pitch is swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded by Momori. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Wakatsuki on a ground out 4-3, but it's going to advance Noguchi over to third. So 2 gone in the inning, and it's going to turn it over to the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Our friend Wheelade says that he is a Rays fan, so he's loving this season. Rays fans are hard to come by, that is for sure. Our friend Mr. Wednesday Night says as sports betting becomes legal in more places and more populated, feel like there will be greater appetite for international sports content on YouTube. I would think so, because the gamblers are going to gamble. There's a first pitch fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And especially when you can get an opportunity to get some live information coming down the stretch. There is about a 7-second delay, I do believe, between our call and what you hear through the StreamYard app on YouTube. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul on the first base side of home plate. It's going to reach the seats, and Nakagawa is in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kai Nakagawa. Our friend Big D says, so many Rays fans in the GPK community. Jonathan Garcia says, can you let us know how many people are out and on base? We have 2 strikes on the hitter. There's 2 gone in the inning here, and there is a runner at third. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that just misses outside. The count is 1-2 now to Nakagawa. Friend Big D, one of the coolest T-shirts I had for a while was a Tampa Bay Rays T-shirt. I picked it up in Tampa Bay when I was down there about 6-7 years ago, and it said "Whole Lot of Glove" on it, just like the Led Zeppelin. With 2 gone and a runner on third in the top of the 9th inning. As the right-hander holds to the set position. And now Kino delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Kondo. He's got time and space. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it. And that will retire the Buffaloes here in the 9th inning. Well, they added a run to their lead on the RBI double from Tomoya Noguchi. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was a 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. We appreciate everybody for listening in here with us tonight. Your score is the Buffaloes 3 and the Hawks 1. Stick around. We got a pitching change coming up. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. It's probably Yoshi Hirano time coming in for the Buffaloes. We'll get that confirmation when we return after this. The score is Orix Buffaloes 3 and Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. We'll be back in just a couple.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Appreciate you, everybody. And that, of course, is Eric Fox, friend of our channel, as he was up here in Vancouver a few months ago giving us a hand. He is one of those fellas who had spent a long time in professional ball as a player and then another 15 years as a coach. We always thank Eric for his support of the channel and, of course, what he does with us here as well. There is a reliever coming into the ball game. I would have thought it was going to be Yoshi Hirano, but that is not going to be the case here tonight. Interesting that the Buffaloes are going to the right-hander, and this is going to be number 63, Sachiro Yamazaki, coming into the ballgame. He is making his 34th appearance of the year. He has worked 33 2/3 innings. He's allowed 23 hits. He's walked 11 and struck out 41, and he's got an ERA of 1.34. So the question came up is, what's the closer like? Well, the closer, Hirano, not coming into the ballgame tonight for whatever reason. It is going to be Sachiro Yamazaki to try to close this one out. And he's got 3 saves on the season, does Yamazaki. But he is going to be entrusted to face Yuki Yanagita, Ryoya Kurihara, and Alfredo Despania here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So he is all arms and legs when Yamazaki goes to pitch. Here's the first offering. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is a 1-0 to Yanagita. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yanagita waiting here as the pitch is delivered. It's a fastball that just misses outside. Oh, boy. Now the umpire looks like he has forgotten what balls and strikes were, as that looked like it caught the outside corner of the plate, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Yanagita. Well, this is where it's about to get interesting, everybody. As it is a bullpen here. There's a fastball that is swung on and is tapped foul over on the first base side. The count is now 2-1. Here comes Big D, stoking the flames, asking about random player, and he'll know about all the players. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 3-1. Can't do it now, though, fellas, because we got a good ball game here, and we're in the bottom of the 9th. We could probably do it in the early parts of the game when it doesn't mean so much. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. It is very true. Jeremy Guthrie, the former Twin. Corey Seager, of course, the Texas Ranger as well. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Yanagita. Yamazaki kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friend undrafted player says the retriever is his most useful tool when he's on the golf course. Absolutely. Mr. Wednesday's Night asked the question about how much a Boggs jersey would be worth. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the glove of the second baseman into center field, and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have life, as Yanagita is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 9th inning, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. And Ryoya Kurihara. Well, for Kurihara, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He's got a strikeout, a fielder's choice. Tella says he was not a Twin, he was a Royal. There you go. I've already lost this one. As I said, we got to keep ourselves focused here on the ball game. There is a runner at first and nobody out here in the 9th inning, as the first pitch delivered to Kurihara is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Big D says that Mark Guthrie was the Twin. Absolutely. I think it was one of the Guthries. I'm not sure which one had a stint in Baltimore as well. Wheelade said the one good thing is the Hawks can't hit a lot of home runs. They don't have a lot of power. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. Truthfully, the ones with the power in the lineup are Kondo and Yanagita. And Kurihara also has 10. So these would be the three most dangerous hitters in the lineup. Despania is yet to homer this year in the Hawks uniform since coming back from Mexico. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And they're playing station-to-station baseball. Kurihara is aboard with a single. And Yanagita is advanced over to second base. They got runners at first and second. Do the Hawks with nobody out. And that's going to bring Alfredo Despania to the plate. There you have it, everybody. They take out the starter Yamamoto. That raised my eyebrows. They bring in Yamazaki and not the closer Hirano. And now they got runners at first and second with nobody out. And they've got a problem brewing here if you're a Orix Buffaloes fan. It looks like Kurihara's night is done. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. And that looks like it's Yukio Shudo. So for those of you who remember the World Baseball Classic, Shudo scored the winning or go-ahead run. He brings a lot of speed to the base pass. He is the trail runner here. He is the runner at first. Despania at the plate. And the pitch, it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Despania tonight 0 for 3 in this one. He's flown to left, he's grounded to third, and he has struck out looking in his 3 trips to the plate. Lade said the unders are cooked. It could be a 3-run shot here to walk it off. Oh, people will be upset on this one. Be throwing things off their balconies for sure. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Despania. Tellis has got a push there. He's got the under 6 and he's got the Hawks. So if it ends under 6, he's going to get that. And he's got the Hawks on money line. If on the flip side, the Hawks win, but he'll lose that under. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. It's now 2-1 to Despania. What a time for it to be here. If Alfredo Despania can deposit one into the seats. That is if you're a Fukuoka fan. They have shown not much offense the whole game, pretty much lifeless. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. Only the home run off of the bat of Masaki Momori has only provided their only run of the night. That didn't come till the 7th inning. Just as a reminder, after this one is done, we'll come back and do a recap on it. And also we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard as there is another game underway here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch as Yamazaki checks the runner. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted foul. The count is now going to remain at 2-2. Despania was swinging out of his socks. He wanted to hit that ball a country mile. Gearing up, trying to do some damage. So 3-1 is the score as the Buffaloes have the lead. They're clinging to that here in the 9th inning, and the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down. That's going to run the count full to Despania. And the home run hero Momori is waiting his turn on deck. Our friend Big D is tapping out. We appreciate you. Probably when I get back from Japan, Big D is probably when I'm going to have a chance. But we do hope to get on the stream sometime soon. There's a fastball swung on. It's taken on one hop over at third by Mune. They go to second for one. Back to first. It's a double play, but Yanagita is going to advance over to third base. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. And the Hawks still are clinging to life as they've got a runner at third. And now 2 gone here on that double play that Despania has hit into. Well, Masaki Momori comes to the plate. He's been the hottest hitter in the lineup tonight for the Hawks. He's got a home run, a single, and he has grounded out his 3 trips to the plate. Momori, 2 for 3 on the evening, but they do have a conference on the mound. They want to talk this over as Yanagita is at third base. They got to pitch Momori a little bit delicately in this situation. His last time up, he had a ball that he hammered into the seats beyond the old bullpen area, about 6-7 rows deep. But Momori stepping in here. He's pulled his average up to 244 on the season. He's had a great game defensively for the Hawks tonight. He's had a number of plays that he's been involved in. Lots of ground balls hit by the Buffaloes here tonight. Here comes the first pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is quickly 1-0 to Momori. Once again, as a reminder, we will be on the airwaves again tomorrow night and on Sunday evening North American time. Tomorrow and Sunday will be 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. We will call all 3 games of this series, so hopefully you can be there with us each and every night. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Buffalo's here trying to close it out. Hawks down to their final out. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down. Oh, that was a great stop by the catcher, Wakatsuki. That would have been a run. If he doesn't get over and block that one, that's going to run the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Momori bats here in the 9th inning with 2 gone. The runner at third is Yanagita. Yamazaki holds to the set. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to get a run in. Yanagita is going to cross the plate with the second run of the ball game, and the Hawks still have life. Momori with his 3rd hit of the game. He collects himself an RBI, but how big is that double play looming now? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that could be a tie ball game if they don't hit into that double play as Momori smacks a single to right field to bring home Yanagita, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya tonight, he is officially 0 for 2. He's got a flyout, a strikeout, and a sac bunt, but let's see what they decide to do. Oh, they're going to stay with Imamiya. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. Boy, oh boy. Imagine if Yamazaki threw one to the backstop to put the runner in scoring position and the Hawks get a base hit to bring him home. Unbelievable that would be. But that's what that almost looked like there. Yamazaki missed that one way upstairs. Here's the 1-0. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Looks like the home plate umpire has forgotten to go up with his right hand. That last pitch looked pretty darn good. Trey asked the question if is extra innings the same rules as MLB? The answer to that is no. They do play 3 extra innings, but there is no ghost runner. So 2 balls and no strikes it is to Imamiya. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up foul behind home plate, giving chases Wakatsuki, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats, and that's going to run the count to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Mr. Wednesday Night has said he's been fortunate. We've had some good games in this channel, and that is for sure. I've also had some games where they've been snoozers, where it is a 15-2 ball game, and we've got lots of stories to tell in those ones. especially for those people who stay with us. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. It buckled the knees of Imamiya. That runs the count to 2-2. So they're now down to their final strike are the Hawks. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first is Momori. He has driven in the run to make it 3-2 here in the 9th inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Pitch number 26 of the inning. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count is now 3-2 to Imamiya. Our friend Tellis was asking if we're going to do the late night game, and I said basically if the game's got to be done by 1 o'clock Pacific, we're now approaching the 1:20 mark. Should this game even reach extra innings, I wouldn't be able to do that. Just can't get it done. Right now, we're dicey if we're going to get the 2 o'clock game on. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the third base coach's box. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. Momori, of course, was in motion on the pitch. Once this game is finished, we'll do a recap of all the scoring in this one. Hopefully you guys will be able to stick around for that. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander Yamazaki holds set. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the right field line, and it's just going to slice foul into the corner. Oh, boy, that would have been extra bases, and that probably would have scored the runner all the way from first, and that stayed fair. Imamiya hit that ball a long way, and it just sliced foul. He did a good job of keeping his hands inside the ball. That ball did not bounce foul or did not land foul by much, as it just got itself into the seats. It really narrows down the right field line. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. Momori, of course, in motion on the pitch. A single definitely would advance the runner to third. The question will be is they can get it into the gap. They can bring them home for the run. Here's pitch number 29 of the inning. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. And Yamazaki has walked Imamiya. That's going to be ball 4. It's going to advance Momori over to second. And now the Buffaloes are on the phone to the bullpen. And they're going to take a moment here as they're going to go out. Looks like they're going to be it's the manager, Nakajima, heading out. I don't know if he's coming out to talk to Yamazaki. This would be different. No, he's coming out. He's taking the ball. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change here. And hang tight, everybody. We're going to be back in just a couple of moments, as this one here is still going on. We got a pitching change. We'll be back in a few. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you all for listening in with us. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, guys. While the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers.
Hang tight, everybody. We got a pitching change on our hands. We'll be back in a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the right-hander Yuki Utagawa coming into the ballgame to try to get the save here. He is making his 18th appearance of the year for the Buffaloes. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He has no saves to this point. He's worked 17 innings. He's allowed 11 hits, 13 walks, and he has struck out 16. He's got himself an ERA of 3.18. So Yuki Utagawa on in relief here. It's going to be the third pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes. So he is going to be entrusted to face, well, it is supposed to be the spot that was occupied by Takuya Kai. Of course, Yanagamachi had come in to hit, so we expect there could be a pinch hitter here. So Utagawa on in relief. We'll see what they have up their sleeve. It looks like it's going to be 0-0 coming into bat for the Hawks, and that would be, as we'll have to check that out in just a moment. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. 0-0 is Kawase or Kavase, depending on how you say it. Kawase, this is Hikaru Kawase. He has got a .216 batting average with no homers and 9 RBIs. The 6-year veteran of the Hawks, batting from the left side with an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch, and instead, it's the old spaghetti move over to second base as Utagawa chases the runner back. So no balls and 1 strike here. So Hikaru Kawase on here. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind the third base dugout. Now the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Nelson T says he thinks the Hawks are going to win with a 3-run jack. Well, they're down to their final strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Our friend at Wheelade says 13 walks in 17 innings. The only problem is he doesn't give up many hits. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. A great block there by Wakatsuki. That ball was destined for the backstop, but that is going to keep the count at 1-2. Certainly not been the same as it has been in a recent year or the last year. Last year, the pitcher Utagawa really enjoyed a nice season for himself. It was absolutely lights out. It seemed like every time that he picked up the ball. Sure, it's been what we would call a normal year for him. Last year, he had appeared in 19 games. He was 2-1. He had a microscopic ERA of 0.81. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined right to the first baseman, Tongu, and he leaps and makes the catch. And that is going to do it. That ball was destined to the right field corner. Kawase hit the ball on the screws, but right to the glove of the first baseman, Tongu, who crawled up the ladder to get it. And that is going to do it here for the ball game. Your final score is the Orix Buffaloes 3 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 2. I got a chance to watch that one again. A nice play there by Tongu to crawl up the ladder, make the catch, and to end the ball game here in Fukuoka. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to be back in just a few to wrap this one up. Your final score is the Orix Buffaloes 3, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this. From our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May, but you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. That was an exciting finish to the ball game that probably shouldn't have been as exciting as it was. It was interesting how the Buffaloes had chosen their relievers to try to finish it off. And boy, it was a nail biter if you were a fan of the Osaka-based club. We'll give you the wrap-up right now, as it was a ball game here that got going in the first inning with a run by the Buffaloes. With 2 out, it was a Kotaro Kobayashi singled. Leandro Cedeno was hit by a pitch, and Yumatagu drove home Kobayashi with a single for the first run of the ball game, and that put the Buffaloes up 1-0. In the sixth inning, the added to their lead did the Buffaloes on a solo shot by Tongu, and he had driven in the first 2 runs of the game for the Buffaloes. Well, in the seventh inning, the Hawks got one back as Masaki Momori, with 2 out, delivered a home run ball into the right field seats. Cut the lead to 2-1. But the Buffaloes, in their half of the ninth inning, added some insurance. With 1 out, it was Yataro Sugimoto walked. He was pinch run for him by the runner Oda. And then Tomoya Deguchi drove a double into the pull gap that scored Oda all the way from first. That made the scoreline 3-1. But all the excitement came in the ninth inning. After Yoshinobu Yamamoto was removed from the ball game, it was a leadoff single by Yuki Yanagita. Then Ryoya Kurihara singled to put runners at first and second. Alfredo Despania then grounded into a double play, and Masaki Momori, who was the hero earlier on, knocked in his second run of the game with an RBI single to cut the lead to 3-2. After Kenta Imamiya walked to put runners at first and second, up came the pinch hitter Hikaru Kawase, who hit a line drive right to the glove of the first baseman. A nice catch there by Tongu, who made the grab to end the ball game. Again, your final score is the Orix Buffaloes 3 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 2. That is your final in this one. Want to thank our friend Tellis again for his support of the channel, as Big D as well. Everybody else who jumped in here tonight, whether it be Mr. Wednesday Night, Alejandro, the living room we laid, everybody else who I didn't mention, thanks again for stopping in here tonight, guys. Hopefully, if you guys are around, be sure to check out the channel tomorrow night. We'll call these same 2 teams again. I honestly don't think I can get prepared in time for the later game. Don't forget to hit the sub button or the like button if you are new to the channel. We'd love to see you back in here tomorrow. All right, everybody, we will catch you later on the flip side. Have a great night. We will see you again.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow for the Hawks and the Buffaloes in Game 2 of the series.